What is up, party people? Hope you had a good weekend. A lot of stuff to get to today. We had some eventful situations over the weekend. I want to make sure my man in the back is okay back there. We're all good?
Oh, I'm good.
All right. He's about ready to throw down. Whew.
Ready to throw down or get thrown down.
The fact that you didn't call me was sad. If you called me, I would have been there in a heartbeat.
I was driving, Brother Chad. I had to pay close attention.
I know you were driving. But my goodness me, man. I mean, come on. We're a team. I wouldn't expect you to call Bell.
Well, if he had, I would have brought a couple of burner launchers.
That's right. We'd have done some stuff. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, what a weekend, man. I mean, I tell you what, man, my heart is breaking for the family of this 22-year-old Noah Taylor.
So explain to everybody if they haven't heard what happened.
Yeah, so apparently, according to his family, 22-year-old Noah Taylor was on his work Saturday morning, and between 7 and 8 o'clock, somebody shot and killed him on I-24 there in Smyrna.
Yeah.
Police, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department, is asking anyone who was on I-24 during that time, or maybe even in between 840 and Bell Road. If you were on I-24 between 840 and Bell Road during that 7 o'clock hour, and you happen to have some dash cam video to share it with them, they're trying to identify the suspect who shot and killed Noah.
Now, do they know anything? Was it somebody not in another car? Was it somebody on the, a wackadoo sniper situation?
They're not saying. None of that has come out. Whether it was from another car or that sort of thing. I mean, they're kind of keeping some of the details close to their vest. But obviously they're needing some, there's traffic cameras all along.
Yeah.
24, but they're specifically asking for any dash cam video that somebody might have.
Yeah, because everybody's got a dash cam for the most part now.
Pretty much.
Somebody's got a GoPro on their helmet for riding their bikes, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because you look at him, he looks like he's 10.
He does. He does not look like, and this is, this is just my opinion. He doesn't look like a troublemaker. You know what I mean?
No,
he just doesn't look like that kind of kid.
He looks kind of like a kid that's just a quiet, nice, for lack of a better, kind of a little bit of a dorky kind of kid, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't look like somebody who's out there causing hell and havoc. Not to say that he couldn't, but you never know with people.
Right.
But if you were to look at that person and go, what does that look like to you? That looks like somebody who just looks like somebody who's just kind of was excited to see Superman.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And on his way to work, didn't make it because somebody shot and killed him.
That is just...
it's terrible, man.
Yeah, what are people thinking?
Yeah, why do you got to kill somebody?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, man. It is beyond me the reasons these things happen these days.
No, I look at this and I think to myself, here's a kid, they talk about that. He's got this whole world in front of him. He's going to work.
Yeah.
On a Saturday morning.
Yes.
He's probably got his car and like I said, excited. Maybe him and his buddies are going to, look the kind of kids that play D&D.
Yeah.
Going to go have some fun, go watch, a Superman movie, all that kind of stuff. And out of nowhere, he's shot. And you don't know, again, it's a weird thing because you don't know why. You didn't know if there was beef.
Right.
Did he cut somebody off? Or was this some sort of gang thing? Or was this just somebody did something stupid and he drove by and a bullet traveled? You don't know.
Yeah, and he may not even have been the target.
Yeah, that's the other side.
That's the thing.
Yeah, were there other people that were involved where somebody was chasing somebody else?
Yeah. I mean, I'll never forget, man, one morning on my way to work here. I mean, this has been several years ago. And this was whenever I was overnight. I was coming up to Bell Road, and the on-ramp to 24th and Bell Road, these two cars were one car was right on this other car's bumper, and there were gunshots. And I mean, everybody on the road with me, everybody slammed on their brakes and let these people go by. And I don't think anything ever came of it. I never saw any news from it or anything like that. But, these people were shooting at each other. And, on an interstate like that, they don't care. They're just firing that gun. Those bullets fly anywhere.
Well, isn't that what we always hear? You hear about these kids who get killed in the inner city who are sleeping in their bed, 5 years old,
Yeah.
and a bullet comes through and hits them. The idiots who are shooting the guns, they're never the ones hit. They're never the ones who have beef with somebody. It's closing your eyes and just turning the gun and firing it sideways and it sprays and it hits all the other people, never the intended target, who are also shooting back, hitting the other people behind you.
Yeah.
It is disgusting.
Yeah.
So you don't know what happened. The Real are keeping it close to the vest, though, and I just saw them on WSMV saying that they want any kind of video footage whatsoever.
Kind you have.
Even if there was nothing going on in and around there, just in case, I mean, I don't know what the sides of the streets are like over there in that area. I don't know, because you never know. Somebody could have been out back and I got a new gun, and they shoot something off and it travels. And they didn't even know they hit somebody.
Right. I mean, you may have been just driving along and you may have been behind what happened, and they may be able to figure out a vehicle that was involved. Or after the fact, they may be able to use that video to figure out the vehicle that was involved.
It's just...
But either way, that's the number one thing they're asking for.
It's tragedy. When you talk about... we don't know what the entire thing is about. We don't know, again, if there was beef. Did he steal somebody's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Any of that stuff. Because you never know. I mean, truth, he could have had 20 girlfriends, and one of them's boyfriend was mad. But it doesn't give somebody the right to do what they did.
Yeah. I mean, man, this it happens here. I mean, before you got here, this was, I don't know, Brother Bell, this may have been 3-4 years ago. A nurse was on her way over to Ascension West, and she was getting on to 440, I think, from 65. Somebody felt like they cut her off, or that she cut them off, and they shot and killed her.
Yeah, that was a big story at the time.
Just a nurse on her way to work.
God. All because they thought that you had dissed them.
You dissed them.
That's it. That's what it is. You dissed them.
When she probably wasn't even thinking twice about them.
No.
Young nurse, I think she was 24, 25 years old, something like that. It was terrible.
Senseless. And what are you doing? Because not only that, you've now ruined people's lives. You've now ruined your life.
Yeah.
So you are going to spend probably forever in jail.
Yeah, for what?
For what? Because somebody cut you off?
Yeah.
Oh, good God. Just insane.
It is,
What the hell's going on with you people?
And if it was a gang thing, it could have been just murder for the sake of initiation.
Yeah, but usually gang members tend to kind of go after gang members.
Yeah.
Because killing somebody who is innocent only brings more heat.
Yeah.
That the gangs, that was never really, that's not a good look. They don't want any part of that. They want to stay as low as possible. They know that low-hanging fruit of gangsters killing gangsters. You go back through time, and they don't really search that hard. It sounds horrible because another human being was killed, but once innocents get involved, where they're not involved with anything, all of a sudden it flashes the bright light onto it, and then that makes everybody go, oh, we got to pay attention to this, and then it brings heat onto people.
Bad for business.
Bad for business. That's it. Bad for business. I mean, I watch, I've always enjoyed watching mobsters. I'm always fascinated by that stuff. And you go back in the day, and Luciano and them, they got together and say, hey, guys, we got to stop killing each other.
Yeah.
Because all we do is spill blood everywhere. Innocent people get killed, then everybody looks at us. So
and none of us are making any money.
Yeah. It's all about the money, baby. But I don't think this was about the money with this kid. And that's a horrible situation that took place.
Yeah, he had just celebrated his 22nd birthday.
Oh, man. Yeah, and I know it's weird to say, well, if we're going to say anything about... No, he looks like the kind of kid that you're like, oh, he's a nice boy.
Yeah, he does not... I mean, and I know looks can be deceiving. I get that. But he just does not look like somebody involved in anything.
No. Like, you could look at us and say, you guys are a bunch of ne'er-do-wells.
Especially Brother Bilal with that long hair.
That's it,
man.
totally.
The tattoos and the piercings.
The whole 9 yards, all of us. You could look at us and say, ugh, and then you'd be pleasantly surprised to find out, oh, you guys are pretty nice guys. It's different. But this kid looks exactly like it. And I've yet to see somebody go, oh, he was involved in a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah.
No, there's none of that. Seems to be just a kid that was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
The wrong
and
time,
all
man.
the time, too. It wasn't 11 or 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You expect wacky things to happen after midnight.
Sure.
Not at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Not at that. That's. Do we know how many times he was struck? Because stuff I'm seeing, I'm not quite sure.
No, I haven't seen any information on how many times he was struck, or even that, or even from where the shots were fired. I mean, they are keeping everything. In fact, it was the family who identified him. The family came out and identified him before authorities even mentioned his name.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
So
That's like you said, you don't even know where it came from. Could it come from the side of the road?
absolutely.
I know when I was in Arizona, we had a sniper on the freeways for a while.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, remember the crazy sniper
Terrifying.
in D.C.?
Yes.
God.
Terrifying.
It was like the older guy and the young kid.
Yeah, and like the young kid was like the boss.
Yes.
That was so bizarre. That was so bizarre that you had that. And then we had this guy that everybody swears was a sniper in Phoenix, and he turned out not to be a sniper, but he did jail and the whole night. But that was not from moving cars. So you don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. Again, at 7:30 in the morning, I find that is such an odd time because Saturday I was driving, I went and played pickleball at 9 in the morning, and it was dead out there. There's nobody on the freeways.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, 2 in the morning, nothing good happens after 2.
No, sir.
Midnight, stuff tends to go a little sideways. Nothing great happens after that. So we'll keep you up to date. A lot of stuff to get to today. We have some serious stuff. We'll get some serious stuff. Also, you guys haven't seen what happened. Elmo. I don't know what happened to Elmo. But you better stop,
boy.
brother.
Oh, boy.
We may interview him a little bit later, but I'm just telling
Take
you.
his armband away.
Woo! That right there, sir, is what are you thinking? I do not know what you were thinking, Elmo. Trump giving some stuff away to the old, but kind of not really when it comes to weapons. But I don't think he has a choice when it comes to Ukraine at this point in time. Putin is not listening.
No, he's not.
So you got to do something different. And if your goal is to really stop this, because if your goal is just to let Putin do whatever he is, then you stop it.
Well, and Putin is murdering innocent civilians.
Yeah,
he's murdering people.
Yeah, he is.
With intent.
With intent. There's no doubt. He is just, I'm going to make everybody's life here miserable. I'm going to bomb and destroy and destroy. And this is where Trump has to make a serious decision about, okay, I thought we were going to be pals. I thought we could get something done. I thought we could even lean in and I could give you a little bit more than maybe you deserved. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter because he's going to push it for as long as he possibly can. Talk a bit about that. Bunch of other stuff to get to today. And yes, bears and water buffaloes. This is where nature does nature things. We'll talk about that as well. If you're missing the show, we always say shame on you. Happy Monday. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital next Thursday at 5:30 our time. Chance for you to sit down with them. It's called the Halftime Webinar. It's a live webinar. My buddy Zach Abraham hosts. It's incredible. He's going to go over all the things that Bulwark does when it comes to your investments and your retirements. It is not a rah-rah speech. It is X's and O's, and it is looking forward to the rest of this year and beyond. Great perspective they have, what they've done this year and what they're all about. Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility, giving us most upside potential, which is what they're all truly about, and how they work is so much different than everybody else. Sign up. It is 5:30 next Thursday, the 24th. That's a Thursday. Not going to cost you anything. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com. That's knowyourriskpodcast.com to sign up today for their halftime webinar from our friends over at Bulwark Capital Management. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance, not guarantee future results. Trek 25252.
President Trump announces a weapons deal with NATO to help Ukraine against Russia. We'll tell you all about it and other top stories at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, got to make a decision. Do you give or you do not give? If your goal is to stop the war, this isn't working the way you thought it was. And the fact is that I don't think that the pooter cares a lot of what you think. You wanted to give him off-ramps. Like, that's what everybody wants. Let's give him off-ramps. Let's give everybody off-ramps to get out of these situations. But they got to take him. And you got to force him now. You've got to force him.
Did you see where Kim Jong-un's sending another 30,000 troops to help in Ukraine?
Yeah.
What happened to the last batch that he
they
sent?
died?
They died.
They're probably dead.
Oh, yeah. Or they escaped because they got telephones. Then they saw what the world was really like. That's, if you guys haven't heard the stories about them finding what pornography was,
interesting.
They kind of went sideways. They're like, hey, guys, we were about fighting, but I just found this thing called something hub, and I'm going to hang out with it for a little while.
Something hub. Interesting.
Yeah,
I have not heard that.
Yeah, it was so.
Was there a pretty high desertion rate?
Yeah, they didn't want to fight. They didn't. And the Russians said they were very odd. They kept to themselves. They wanted no part of it. They didn't listen. It was kind of their own, because they kind of understand that they're there for cannon fodder. But they had phones so they could contact. And next thing you know, they've got the internet because they got Skylink and all that stuff going up. And they're looking around going, what is this? What?
Interesting.
Who's this Sabrina Carpenter girl?
Food. People have food.
Yeah, no doubt. Look how fat some of these people are. Where'd that come from? I thought only our dear leader was allowed to be this fat.
They've got lights.
Yes. Where did these? So those things come on all the time? And, I mean, they had to be. Could you imagine the shock of coming from North Korea and even to go into Moscow for a while before you headed off? Moscow is 1,000 times better than anything they have there.
Yeah, they have hot and cold running water and electricity 24/7.
You know, I mean, it's they're worst right now in Moscow and St. Petersburg. It's better than anything they have in North Korea, unless you're part of the actual party. And, once they got the internet, they kind of flipped out. So this was November of last year. North Korean soldiers hooked on porn after getting internet access for the first time.
Wow.
So they said the North Korean men who joined the front line have unfettered internet access for the first time. And they said they are, how should we say this, going to town.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're also probably going, wait a minute, all this crap we were told is a lie. We've been told all of these things. It's a lie. So all of the stuff, they said there was 10,000 soldiers, and most of them were there for cannon fodder. And the next thing you know, they start getting the internet. The porn side of it, we can all laugh about. But think about all the other stuff you were told your entire life.
Yeah.
And now you have complete unfettered access. And you're talking to maybe some Russian soldiers who are telling you, no, that's not the way it is. Because a lot of those guys really aren't soldiers either. We forget. We think that everybody serving in the Russian military wants to be there. That's not who these people are.
No.
I was getting ready to say, I wonder what the desertion rate is out there, man.
Well, I mean, if you think about most of their soldiers are nowhere near the front lines, the ones that are really trained. You know, they don't have any of the spetsnazes there. They didn't send any of their.
They don't have the specialists.
They don't have the specialists, and they don't have the soldiers that were full time. A vast majority of these people are conscripts because, you know, his whole thing is you're going to run out of bullets before I run out of men. So we're just going to do this for as long as we can till you get exhausted.
And Kim's probably fine with them being used as cannon fodder and never coming back because he doesn't want them spreading around the lies and the rumors that, you know, it's so much better on the outside. He'd rather just have them killed on the front line.
Yeah. Well, and hey, think about it. It's less people to take care of.
Yeah.
Plus, their guys are going out there and they're training and they're fighting. So the ones who do come back have a little bit of some hardness to them, and they've learned some stuff. But there's not a lot coming back. I think it's a one-way ticket.
Wow.
And I'm sure their escape rate must be, they must surrender every chance they get. Going, dude, we don't want any part of this. This is not our jam. We were forced to come here.
Interesting.
So
and I'll surrender if you give me asylum.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, is there any way, like, is this this whole thing? Is this only here? Can I see all this nudity anywhere? Oh, yeah, go to America. It's awesome.
This cheeseburger thing, can I get one of those?
No doubt. I've heard stories. I've been online. There's all kinds. Who's this Wendy's characters? What is she all about? She makes a square hamburger. I've never even heard of that. Because we thought Kim Jong-un came up with that. So I found out you guys didn't make burritos. Do you remember that? When he said he made burritos, he discovered burritos.
Oh. I just remember when his dad, everybody in North Korea was told that Kim Jong-il, the first time he went golfing, got 9 holes in one.
Yeah.
The very first time.
That's because they're taught to treat him like a god.
He shot a 37, and his dad, Grandpa, if you don't know anything about him, he was abandoned on a mountain and essentially raised by panda bears. That's kind of the way their little mystical world went.
Wow.
Panda bears. Not even a good bear. Not even a grizzly bear. Panda bears.
A panda bear.
Fake-ass bears. You know who you are. Coming up, a lot of stuff to get to. There's a story out of the Inland Empire in Southern California that is creepy as all get out. We'll talk a little bit about that. There's a bunch of other stories. Water buffalo. This guy bought some water buffalo. Did not go well.
No.
Did not go well. Bunch of other stuff, and maybe some more about who knows what. We got a lot of good stuff today, though. I promise you that. It is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. And drivers, if you are headed to the East Loop going eastbound downtown, just know you're going to be delayed. We've got a crash blocking the left 2 lanes, 24 eastbound there at James Robertson Parkway. And in Wilson County, still have closed for repairs North Mount Juliet Road between Division Street and Industrial Drive. And then a crash reported on the right shoulder 65 southbound at Trinity Lane, just north of downtown. President Trump has announced an arms deal with NATO where the U.S. would supply Patriot systems and other weapons to Ukrainian forces. The president says he's also giving Russia a little more than a month to finalize a ceasefire deal or else face more tariffs. President making the announcement alongside NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte at the White House today.
It's got to stop. It's got to stop. But the purpose of this is to say that this is a very big deal we've made. This is billions of dollars worth of military equipment is going to be purchased from the United States, going to NATO, etc. And that's going to be quickly distributed to the battlefield.
Right now in Middle Tennessee, authorities in Rutherford County asking anyone who was on I-24 early Saturday morning to share any dash cam video to help identify a suspect from a deadly shooting. Happened between 7 and 8 o'clock in Smyrna. 22-year-old Noah Taylor, who was on his way to work, shot and killed. A new study shows thousands of kids are accidentally swallowing nicotine meant for their parents or guardians.
Of the 135,000 children under the age of 6 who accidentally ingested nicotine products between 2010 and 2023, 39 had major health effects, and 2 of them died. Over 80% of children who swallowed e-cigarette liquid, chewing tobacco gum, or lozenges were just fine. However, nicotine pouches have changed the dynamic. In the journal Pediatrics, doctors write children who get hold of pouches are 2 times more likely to be admitted to the hospital compared to other forms of nicotine.
That's Sherry Preston and the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Rain will taper off tonight. Will fall to the 70s. 10 seconds. 90s tomorrow. Again, a hit or miss thunderstorm heading into the afternoon. We're climbing into the mid-90s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Every day we'll have spotty showers and storms. So just keep your umbrella handy.
All right, guys, you want to feel better about yourself? Ladies, you want to lose some of that weight? You know you do. And you're thinking to yourself, Chad, I feel like I'm in a good position, but I just can't get rid of those inches, those inches. Remember the pinch an inch, but you pinch it 3 or 4? Let my friends at Contours help. Let me tell you something. They've been amazing for me. You're going to lose 2 inches guaranteed in your first session, or it's free. Those are inches, and that's what you want. You want to look better. This is going to help you. Contours is amazing. It's not invasive. It's not going to hurt you. It's the most relaxing thing. You go there, it takes a little while, and the next thing you know, you're going to be dropping inches. In fact, $99 to start, and you don't pay if you don't lose 2 inches. You're going to lose inches, and you're going to see the difference and feel the difference. Your clothes will fit better. You'll feel better. It is awesome. Guys, gals, what are you waiting for? Go to Contours today. Tell them I sent you. 615-236-9960. 615-236-9960. Or online at contoursllc.com. Da-da-da. Somebody just sent a picture in of a backpack from the movie The Pacifier, because everybody knows that's my horrible fun movie I love. They're like, would you like this? Yeah. That's Vin Diesel in The Pacifier. Sign me up, please. It's fantastic. It's just, I don't think you guys understand who I am, what this is about, what my life is all about. The Pacifier. Phenomenal movie.
I've got to check that out now.
You do. It's phenomenal. You will not be disappointed. And by that, I mean it's awesome, but it's horribly bad at the same time.
It's one of those,
It's
man.
one of those. It's one of those movies where, like, Nick Cage was just a little too old to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Just a smidge too old.
Rats.
I watched, as I heard Chris earlier today saying, I bet the only two conservatives watching soccer this weekend were Chad and President Trump. And I was laughing. I was like, I was going, okay. That's, it's not true, actually. A lot of my friends are conservative. They watch it. It was, you know, the interesting thing about it? They were talking, so Chelsea played Paris Saint-Germain in the finals of the World Club Championship, and Chelsea won. It was interesting because afterwards, Trump wouldn't get off the stage. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to hand the trophy, then you're supposed to leave. Trump handed the trophy, and the guys are looking at him. And he's like, I'm not going anywhere. So they just celebrated. And then afterwards, they asked Cole Palmer, who's the kind of the star for him. He's like, I thought he was going to leave, but apparently he didn't.
I'm not going anywhere.
I love it. It's fantastic. So he hung out there, and yet that's him. It's him in a nutshell. Like, that's what I love about him, is him in a nutshell, doing that thing where he's just being Trump. Then he was asked about Rosie O'Donnell, which, why?
So Rosie O'Donnell, she went on Chris Cuomo's show recently. She blames you for the fact that she's overweight, depressed, and drunk. What do you say to that?
Who asked the question? Rosie went on somebody's show, Chris O'Donnell, and said blames you for being fat, overweight, and drunk.
Stressed.
What? Who?
Boy, he's renting some very cheap space in her head.
Yeah, no doubt.
Do you think PDS is going to ever be in DSM-5 guidelines?
I don't know about Rosie. I watched Rosie. Rosie's a mess. She's a mess. But she left our country, which is a good thing, not a bad thing.
Why are you talking about her? Don't give her any more publicity. Just let it go. Let it go. That's all you got to do. Just let it go. We don't need any more publicity. Just, she doesn't need any more. She's a nut. And I know he also threatened, well, can we pull her? You can't pull her citizenship.
No, you can't. Stop bringing it up. You sound like a doofus.
Pull her citizenship.
Yeah, he said, well, I guess we should check. Should we see? Can we? No, you can't. You can't. Once a citizen, always a citizen. Once an American, American. The fact that she's not even naturalized. She's American. She's born here. And you're like, well, we'll see.
Let's see if we can do it to Schumer, too.
And anybody else we don't like. Hoping that they never get in charge, because then they're going to do the same thing. Hope that doesn't happen. That'd be a horrible thing. Bad that they're going to get rid of everybody. That'll be the worst. How about Bongino? My boys are fighting. That was my other favorite thing this weekend. That's not going anywhere.
No.
I watched...
it's not going away.
No, I watched several things this weekend with the Turning Point. And I kept thinking that, you know what? They're going to do all they can to make this go away, and it isn't going to work. And I go back to this, guys. It has nothing to do with Epstein at this point. It has all to do with people feel like you lied to us. You took us for chumps. You promised us all this stuff, and now you've lied to us, and now you want us to believe us about other things. And it wasn't a big deal, but it was. This is a GOP rep earlier today talking about Lawler, talking about, well, this is a waste of time.
As I've said, I'm not exactly one to subscribe to conspiracy theories. So from my vantage point, if somebody committed a crime, if somebody affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein committed a crime, they should be prosecuted. In the absence of that, frankly, this seems like a colossal waste of time and effort and frankly, a lot of nonsense. There are a lot of issues facing this country right now. A dead pedophile ain't one of them. And from my vantage point, the world is a lot better off with Jeffrey Epstein no longer part of it. And as I said, if somebody did something, if there's evidence of a crime committed, then prosecute them. In the absence of that, what are we talking about?
What we're talking about is you spent years pitching something to the world, the right did, about this dark, secret state of people that can do whatever they want, wherever they want, whenever they want, and get away with it with zero repercussions whatsoever. And now it's like, no, nothing to see here. So I do want to know. Apparently, the what's her name? Ghislaine. I always say her name. What?
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
I like Ghislaine. Don't spell your name that way if you don't want me to say it that way. Call you Laura if you don't watch out. But Ghislaine, she wanted to...
Mandy.
I like that. She wanted to testify, and the Republicans said, no, you can't testify. The more that you hide this...
That's the thing, man.
The more that people are going to get curious about it. And I know Ro Khanna wants to have the list out there. A lot of people, now the Republicans are finding out that the Democrats are like, oh, you guys wanted to play this game. Let's get it all out there. Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. But you put yourself in this position by playing this game where you spent years pushing it, talking about it, making it a platform where everybody could come on and throw all their conspiracies out there and do all these things. And then the minute you get it to the point where you're like, oh, we're getting close, you have a lady who comes out and just utters nonsense, and Pam Bondi, and two other guys who really made quite a living at it.
Yeah.
I mean, Kash Patel and Bongino kept this thing rolling for quite a while, and now you've got, what? Nothing. You say nothing to see here. And then when anybody brings it up, you're like, oh, we still talking about that? Yes. And it has nothing to do now with him. It has all to do with what else are you hiding? Why should I believe you with anything else?
Yeah, it's kind of like, based on what that cut you just ran. Yeah, everybody's glad Epstein is dead.
Yeah.
But there are still victims out there who have no justice.
No. And you saying you're going to protect the victims by what? I saw, what did you see Elon tweeted out this weekend or X'd out? More people were detained and arrested because of Peanut the squirrel than Jeffrey Epstein. Think about that. Think about this insanity. And it's fair to ask questions, but if you want to know what the deep state looks like, you feel like you replace, quote unquote, one deep state with another one. What are you protecting? And the more that you try to hide it, the more not only is it not working for you, the more that people are asking questions. And it's a young generation who are up for grabs, and they're not happy about this. They feel like they were lied to. They feel like there isn't justice, and that the more that you do stuff like this, the more that people realize we can't get ahead unless somebody says it's okay for us to get ahead. And then it's a trip. I watched some of that Turning Point stuff this weekend, a lot of it. And when Bannon and a lot of people ask questions, is this important? Almost to a person, everyone raised their hands. And the more that you try to quiet it down, the worse I think it's going to get. So you better figure something out. But it's funny the way he's like, my boys, they're fighting. It's okay, they're fighting. But they're going to be fine. They're going to be okay.
I don't know. Bongino's reputation is...
It's in tatters.
Yeah.
If you don't quit right now, people are just going to look and go, you are just so full of it. You're full of crap. You're full of crap. If you don't quit and walk away now, I mean, but right now, they're all kind of in tatters. And the fact that he has come out and kind of supported her, it feels grosser than it probably should have been. And you could have come out and explained it in a much different way. But instead, the way that you did it was so poorly done. And no, in the overall scheme of things, it's not about Jeffrey Epstein.
Nope.
And it's not about him. The victims, absolutely could talk about, but it's also about you lost trust. And when you're trying to get things done, you want the people to believe in you. It's a hard thing to do if you just stomped on their trust. Now, trust me, James Comey and them are bad. Why should I trust you now on this? Why should I trust you now on this? Why should I trust you on that? So don't.
Are we still talking about Comey?
Yeah. If you're a big supporter of Trump, and you've always supported Trump, it doesn't mean anything to you because you know what? He could probably do anything, and you're not going to shy away from him. If people support him because they believed him and he was going to be Mr. Transparency, and he's not, and they were really behind him, and a lot of this stuff was important to them because they feel like there is something bigger out there that's doing stuff and pulling the strings, well, then guess what? Those people are the ones who also helped Trump get over the line. And you got to think about that. Not stop thinking about like it's always about me. I know what. No, there's a lot. I talk to a ton of people every day who are really upset. Again, not about the Epstein thing as a whole, but feeling like they were lied to and basically told to get over it. Gaslighted, I think the children call it.
Well, and we were led to believe there was going to be a phase 2 release of Epstein files.
Yeah, not so much. Not so much. I don't think there was a phase 2 or 3 or 4. I think it was a phase 1, and it was poorly done. And
that was basically stuff that we already knew.
That's
phase
all it was.
1.
It was everything we already
stuff
knew.
You could find on the internet.
Yeah,
that wasn't baloney. And you know, it was embarrassing. And you spent years talking about it. And that was also the other part. You spent years, and I think it was one of, what's his name? It was on the Flagrant One, which is the Andrew Schultz podcast. It was his sidekick who said, I always forget his name. He said, look, either one of two things. You're covering something up or you lied about something because it was good business.
Bingo.
Those are your two choices.
That's it.
Yeah. So there you go. There you go, kids. Somebody just said, show us what you got. Hey, now. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Well, you shouldn't, Jason, I know. We shouldn't trust the government a lot anymore, but you should have some faith in the government and that they can do some stuff and that they wouldn't be party to, I don't know, child molestation, even if it's for the betterment of our country, which is sickening to think. Just, bleh. And you said it too, man. Nobody's talking about the victims. Well, they're not going to get their justice. If more people are going to jail because of Peanut, the damn squirrel, think about that. And I want to know what Ghislaine, that's your name. Don't spell it that way, Ghislaine. Mandy. Tammy. Give her a new name every time. Miss Maxwell House. You know who you are.
Well, she knows who the clients were.
Of course.
She knows exactly who the clients were.
Of course.
I mean, they convicted her of conspiracy. That takes more than one person.
Yeah. Somebody says they don't need to be released to make some arrests. You're correct. They don't. They don't need to be released to arrest people, to say there's an investigation. And just because we're adults, all right, just because you're on the list and you flew somewhere with them and had lunch with 28 other people doesn't mean that you were diddling kids.
Right.
But there's some serious questions about some of these people, and they're powerful. And yeah, you know what? I heard from more than a few people this weekend. You know, the more that Trump pushes away on this, the more I'm starting to realize maybe there's a little bit more to some of the story. How can you not put yourself in that position? That's a hard thing to do. It is. All right, coming up. Water buffaloes, don't mess with them. How many times do we tell you guys about nature? How many times?
What? They'll mess you up.
They mess you up every time, too.
Yes, sir.
Not just once in a while, but every time.
Every time.
Given the opportunity, they'll mess you up. We'll talk
But don't
about
forget, even if it's going to mess you up, get that selfie.
Got it. You know what? Smart. Bell's right. Because then we'll never know it was that thing that ate you. It's the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Rough Greens, ruffgreens.com. Vitamins, minerals, probiotics, omega-3, 6, 9, all this incredible stuff packed into a supplement that is amazing for your dogs. It is a 1 scoop a day. Imagine giving your dog 1 scoop in the morning. You don't have to change anything with their food. They eat it up. And all of a sudden, over the next 30, 60, 90 days, their skin's better, their fur's better, their energy levels through the roof, their aches and their pains in their hips start to subside, their digestive tract's better, heart health, immunity, all improves. And all you did was make a small little change. That's what Rough Greens can do for you. I want you to try a Jumpstart trial bag of Rough Greens. It is a $20 value. You get it for free. They don't ask you to do anything other than cover the cost of shipping. It's that simple. Now, here's the beauty of it. You get it. You just open up the bag, give them the scoop in the morning, and that's it. They'll love the taste. You'll love what it does for them. You don't have to change a thing. Go to roughgreens.com/Chad now to get a Jumpstart trial bag of Rough Greens today. Rough Greens, ruffgreens.com/Chad, roughgreens.com/Chad.
Drivers were still working that crash eastbound, the East Loop downtown, right there at James Robertson Parkway. It looks like they were able to get that off on the shoulder, so that'll help speed things up. Still got a crash reported on the right shoulder, 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. And President Trump has announced an arms deal with NATO to help Ukraine. We've got that story and more at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Nature will mess you up. Because it will. It will. It will. We have fun. So Belle sends me this last week, and I saw a picture. I thought it was old, found out it was new. It happened on the 3rd of July. An Italian man decided to take a selfie. So he's on, Romania's got this very famous highway, and he took a selfie with some animals in the background. You can see they're bears. He took a selfie. Look at me. There's a bunch of bears behind me. His name was Omar Farangzin. He posted the photos along the ride. Took some more of them. Later on, he was dragged to a local ravine by the bears and consumed.
Goodness.
Yeah. Because why? He wanted to get closer and closer each time. And they told him, hey, you should probably not. He got off his motorcycle, offered the bear food.
Oh.
And then nature did what nature does, which is mess you up. Because at some point in time, you're going to run out of food, you think. And they do not think. We move from there to here in the great state of Oklahoma. Tragedy.
Until the end, they say Brad was a devoted friend and father. It gives them comfort knowing he died doing what he loved.
He was the hardest working man that I've ever known.
A small town left in shock. One of their own, 45-year-old Brad McMichael, died Friday from injuries sustained after being attacked by 2 water buffalo he had purchased the day before.
He bought 2 water buffalo, took them home, and they killed him. This is not a dude who'd never seen. This guy's been a rancher. He's been around. He's got buffalo.
Yeah.
And it's not like something he was not familiar with. But these water buffalo did not want to be the meat. And they came after him big time. They were very aggressive, apparently.
Yeah.
And everybody said this guy knew he has traded. He has been in the industry for years, but it's nature. And what happens is when you're around these animals, sometimes you get a false sense of like, I know what they're going to do, but you don't know this animal. And this animal and his friend decided to kill you. They had to, and then when they got there, they had to kill the water buffalo because they were so aggressive.
Yeah.
People,
water buffalo their horns are massive.
Yeah.
They use them to kill lions.
Yeah, they're no joke. So, and he got him at an auction. So I was telling Belle, you can go to some auctions, Oklahoma being one of those places where you can go there, and they have, sometimes they have exotic animals. You can get stuff like that there. And, but water buffalo, this is not, you're not buying a Komodo dragon, which you can't buy, but you're not buying something so like, oh, that's never been heard of. And this guy has dealt with them before, but there was no doubt that when he got home, they wanted no part of it. And it didn't happen. It wasn't one of those things where he got him out and it was hours later. No, it almost happened immediately. Goodness. They were so angry. Kids, we tell you this every day. Sometimes nature will do nature things. We saw that last week. Sometimes people themselves in bad positions, idiot on a motorcycle, gets off to feed a bear. Sometimes, even if you're around them, nature does nature things because it's nature.
Yeah, this guy with the selfie. Come on, man.
You almost deserve that, right?
Good grief, dude.
He must have been a listener because he followed all of our instructions.
That guy was like, as they're eating, they're like, hey, you know what? That Chad guy's going to talk about this next week.
A female bear with her 3 cubs.
Yes. And never get near any animal when they got the littles around. Good God, how stupid. You're so silly. Hour number 2 straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
1 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. We picked up a new crash. This one's going to be 24 westbound at I-440. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. President Trump has announced an arms deal with NATO where the U.S. supplies Patriot systems and other weapons to Ukrainian forces. The president says he's also giving Russia a little more than a month to finalize a ceasefire deal or else face more tariffs. The president making the announcement alongside NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte at the White House.
It's got to stop. It's got to stop. But the purpose of this is to say that this is a very big deal we've made. This is billions of dollars worth of military equipment is going to be purchased from the United States, going to NATO, etc. And that's going to be quickly distributed to the battlefield.
So Patrick Reevell was there, and he breaks it down for us.
There were two significant things out of this meeting, right, between President Trump and NATO Chief Mark Rutte. One was this threat of tariffs in 50 days. And then the other notable thing is this agreement that basically European countries and NATO countries will buy American weapons for Ukraine. And what was interesting about what Mark Rutte, the head of NATO, said was it would not only just include these Patriot battery systems, but it would also include missiles and ammunition.
Right now in Middle Tennessee, authorities asking anyone who was on I-24 early Saturday morning to share any potential dash cam video that helps identify a suspect from a deadly shooting. People who were stuck in traffic after authorities had to shut 24 down there in Smyrna are grappling with the situation.
That's a little bit wild to me for people to wake up that angry. I mean, I know our traffic can drive you crazy, but it's never driven me to the point where I wanted to, pull out a gun.
So this happened between 7 and 8 o'clock in Smyrna. 22-year-old Noah Taylor, who was on his way to work, was gunned down. Taylor's family's offering a $2,000 reward on top of up to $1,000 from Crime Stoppers for information leading to the arrest of the suspect responsible. And you can contact the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office if you might have any dash cam video that helps identify a suspect. FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino hasn't made any public appearances, and his future's uncertain amid the backlash over the Justice Department's decision not to release any more records related to sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Bongino is one Trump supporter who has been calling for the public release of the files, and many of Trump's base has been outraged with Attorney General Pam Bondi's decision to keep it sealed. Here's Catherine Falders.
It's a big issue. It's obviously the political issue with his base, but also the issue with the internal dynamics between the FBI, DOJ, and the White House. This is more than just a palace intrigue issue behind the scenes. This is the top law enforcement agencies in the country, frankly, feuding.
And the social media account for a popular Sesame Street character went on a racist and anti-Semitic tirade over the weekend. Mike Dubusky.
The X account for Elmo, the furry red monster from Sesame Street, shared a string of posts Sunday that included racist and anti-Semitic language. At one point, it even commented on the sex trafficking investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. A spokesperson for Sesame Workshop said the disgusting posts were the work of a hacker, and the account has since been secured. The posts have also been taken down. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking. I lost 70 pounds and my friend lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months.
Wow, what are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99.
Have you ever heard someone say, I used to be a Christian, but not anymore. After all I've been through, God wasn't there for me. Here's what the Apostle John said in the early church about false teachers in 1 John 2:19, about those who leave the Christian community. They went out from us, but they were not really of us. For if they had been of us, they would have remained with us. But they went out so that it would be shown that they all are not of us. Essentially, the Word of God is teaching what the true spiritual condition really is of those who walk away from their faith, that they never had true faith in the first place. Their true spiritual status is that of a false Christian. And when I say spiritual status, I mean Christ-like status. People who think they are Christians, thinking they are saved, but actually aren't, either believe in a false gospel or were false converts who never intended to follow God's prompting to accept Christ. There's no such thing as a used-to-be Christian.
Weather can change in an instant, and you need to be prepared for any outcome. That's why Generator Supercenter of Nashville will help keep your family safe and connected. We make buying a backup generator simple and easy, with financing options available, free in-home estimate, turnkey installations, no worry warranty, and most importantly, the monitoring and service of your fully installed generator. Come see us at our location in Nashville or visit us online. Generator Supercenter of Nashville. We serve all Middle Tennessee.
It's all happening. 50 days for the pooter to get it right, or else we're selling billions of dollars of stuff to them. And the Europeans are going to pay for the whole thing. It's going to be fantastic. You know who profits from that? The war machine. That's who. But you've made a promise that you wanted to, we're going to get this thing done day one. Well, here it is. We're past day one. I didn't expect it to be done day one, but I expected it to be further along. I'm shocked, but now you have to exit on purpose. You can't tell them to exit because they're not listening. So now you have to push him over to the side and have him exit the facilities now because he is not stopping. I'm just seeing what's going on in Ukraine. It is a nightmare. They are not stopping. He is... I heard Trump say, he says one thing in the morning and then in the evening he does whatever he wants. Yeah, because he doesn't fear what's happening. So we're going to give him some more sophisticated stuff. We're going to turn him a little bit more loose. The goal is to push him back, to get him to the point where he has no choice but to go, all right, I want this done. Now, when does that happen? I thought there would be something in place by August. And that peace would be achieved, come September. So is there a chance that could happen? Absolutely. Absolutely. But is it going to happen? Well, that's going to be an interesting thing. If it does happen, Trump's given him, some 50 days or so to get this thing sorted.
Here today is to hear that we are very unhappy, I am, with Russia. But we'll discuss that maybe a different day. But we're very, very unhappy with them, and we're going to be doing very severe tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days.
And if you're going to do tariffs, that's fine. I don't know how much we're really buying from them, but what you have to do is you have to hammer the people that are the third parties. These are the people that will purchase on behalf of Russia and then sell it to Russia. And that's how everybody gets around stuff. Like China goes to Vietnam with their stuff, and then we buy it from Vietnam. And really, it's China stuff. Everybody makes a little something off of it. You have to figure out, how do you put a real hurting on these other companies and countries that want to work with these countries who we're tariffing or going after. That's how you get them. Russia wasn't really hurt the way they should have been because everybody else was kind of willing to deal with them. And if you've got somebody else who's willing to go buy something for you, maybe you pay them a few extra bucks, but at the end of the day, you're doing okay. And nobody's worse for the wear in their mind. Yeah, you might have sanctioned them, but we didn't sanction the other people that are doing their bidding.
Tariffs at about 100%. You'd call them secondary tariffs. You know what that means. But today we're going to talk about something else. And as you know, we've spent $350 billion approximately on this war with Russia and Ukraine. And would like to see it end. It wasn't my war, it was Biden's war. It's not my war. I'm trying to get you out of it. And we want to see it end. And I'm disappointed in President Putin because I thought we would have had a deal 2 months ago, but it doesn't seem to get there. So based on that, we're going to be doing secondary tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days. It's very simple. And they'll be at 100%. And that's the way it is. That can be more simple. It's just the way it is. I hope we don't have to do it.
That's just the way it is. It's the great Bruce Hornsby says. That's just the way it is.
That's what he's saying.
I don't know what else you're going to do. I mean, we're not going to put boots on the ground, so that's not going to happen. But then we're also going to have to make sure they have enough weapons to try to force him to get his butt at the negotiation table, as close as you're going to get. I mean, these guys aren't ever, I think, going to be in the same room. Unless there is some big signing at in Switzerland.
You mean Trump and Putin or Zelensky and Putin?
Zelensky and Putin. Like, there would have to be, you'd have to be in Switzerland, some super neutral place. And you could, they're not shaking hands, I'll tell you that, because the Putin probably has one of those fake hands, and he takes it off, and next thing you know, Zelensky dies of a
joy buzzer with arsenic in it.
He's got one of those roses that he pushes the buttons and outshoots some sort of poison. That's it. Do you remember, was it Kim Jong-un's brother, his half-brother? Remember when they had him executed?
Oh, yeah, in the airport.
At the airport? They told those girls it was it was a reality show, and they sprayed him with all that stuff, and he ended up dying?
Yeah.
I mean, what? Yeah, it's crazy. So this is all you have to do if you're him. And I know what you can hear. You can hear a lot of people go, oh, my God, here we go, getting involved in this, that, and the other. And why? Because Trump wants to get this thing done. Here's the one thing about Trump. You can say what you want about him. There's a lot of stuff, good, bad, and different. He's a human being, despite when some people, on the left want to think that he's some sort of monster. And some other people out there think he's the greatest thing in the history. He's a person. And he is somebody that is completely anti-war, and I love that. He's pro-peace. He's pro-peace because he likes business, right? It's tough. And he's not in the business of war. If he was in the business of war, maybe it's a different story, but he's not. He's in the business of business. Hey, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a hotel, it's travel, it's food, he likes business. And he doesn't want business to go sideways. And it makes it hard to do business when you're blowing stuff up.
Yeah, it requires stability.
Not a lot of stability over there right now. There isn't. And they're coming hard. So this will be interesting to see how this plays itself out. But as I said last hour, you have to now force him off the on-ramp rather than give him the opportunity. So we'll see what that's like. Meanwhile, in Florida, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, Alligator Alcatraz.
When President Donald Trump toured the migrant detention facility in the Florida Everglades earlier this month, he said that it would very soon house some of the most menacing migrants, some of the most vicious people on the planet, he said. But a new report published Sunday suggests that may not be the case. Hundreds of immigrants with no criminal charges in the United States are being held at Alligator Alcatraz, according to an investigation by the Miami Herald and the Tampa Bay Times, which obtained records about the migrants being held there. According to the report, there are more than 250 people who are listed as having only immigration violations but no criminal convictions, who are being held together with those accused and convicted of crimes.
This is the problem with immigration right now and if you saw the new Gallup poll, it's like 80% of people it's the highest number it's been in 25 years for supporting immigration. And the reason is like I said last week, nobody wants to see how the hot dog is made, the sausage, right? It's, we want to go, we want to enjoy the barbecue. I don't want to know how it's made. Right now, we're seeing ICE and we're seeing all of these things happen, and they're nasty, and it's not what I think a lot of people thought it was going to be. ICE has been around since 2003. Before that, it was INS. It's not like these things are brand new. Trump didn't invent these things, and the raids have been going on since, the beginning. A lot of it was they were looking for terrorists, especially after 2001 and 9/11. But it's changed. It's changed over the years. And there is a frustration, I think, because a lot of people really did think, well, wait a minute here. I thought it was the worst first. Why is it you got 300 people locked up? And yes, there's some bad people in there. But, we didn't want to throw everybody. We thought maybe you'd get to them last. But it seems to be that's who you're catching first. And the numbers, I saw last week, Batya Sorgan, or whatever, I always screw up her name. She was out talking about, look at all the polls. Well, the polls have switched because pictures and videos matter. And there's no doubt, like, take California out of it because California's full of wackadoos and people. I mean, they knew the raid was coming, for God's sakes, on that pot farm. But once again, you failed to talk about the fact that there were kids on a pot farm. Kids on a pot farm. It never went to that. It was always, oh, well, it was, they shouldn't be doing this. No, there were kids on a pot farm. My issue is the worst first seems great. We don't want to have a crazy reaction. Now, stick with me here on this. Think about this for a second. We are a reactionary society. So something happens, we overreact. I don't know if you're aware of this. It can be emotional. And then we try to react in another way, and then we'll overreact that direction. It's that pendulum swinging back and forth. Where's the happy medium? Because we go from people who are all about deportation and all about this, according to polls, and then within a month or two, it's already the highest it's ever been in support for immigration to the United States. So where's the reality? Reality is most people want people to do it correctly. Most people want all of the bad people gone, right? Like the wackadoo, crazy people out there think everybody should be able to stay in. Nobody's illegal. We don't care about you. You're going to say that about anything. But there are people that are going, well, I don't know if I want the lady down the street. It's always, how does this affect me? What about the person over here? What about the person over there? What about I knew that person. What about this neighborhood? That's the issue people are having. And they're reacting to it. And then you've got the silliness of alligator, Alcatraz, and stuff like that, which has become... Do you know Alcatraz was Alcatraz? What was the big thing about Alcatraz, guys? Do you remember? If you try to escape? Oh, there's great white sharks. We didn't seem to care the great white sharks, you people.
Yeah.
Nobody cared about that. And an elementary school in Florida is an Alcatraz. Because if you escape and you go into a pond, you're going to get eaten by an alligator.
Yeah, the roadside ditches.
Yeah.
And the original Alcatraz also had currents that would sweep you out to sea, and the water was ice freezing cold, and you probably couldn't survive it.
It was 1,000 times worse than this. It was. But I think people are looking going, well, we want to get rid of everybody. In life, sometimes it's not how you say something. It's not what you do. It's how you say it and do it. And that has become the battle. We live at a time where people want to brag and they want to wear a shirt about, somebody being eaten by an alligator and stuff like that, where, it's an illegal, so it's no big deal. That doesn't play well with the average person. You got to think to yourself, you're a supporter of Trump, and no matter what, through thick and thin, you're not getting Trump over the finish line. It's those independents that you need to get over the finish line. And that includes the people that are going to be, hoping and praying next year they don't get voted out of office. So where's the smart, let's get something done scenario when it comes to immigration? You're not going to find it because it's too big of a deal for them to ever give up. Like I said, they're still pissed that abortion's gone. Man, they love riding that thing for as long as possible. Why would they give up this? Coming up, a lot of stuff still to squeeze into. Man, it's one of those weekends that a lot of stuff happened and didn't happen. It wasn't crazy, but there was a lot of little stories. And the more you find out about Epstein, the more you find out about Epstein. Or not, really. Because Wendy, is that what we call her? Wendy or Mandy?
I call her Mandy.
Mandy. That's Ghislaine, whatever the hell her name is.
Remember Barry Manilow, Mandy.
Mandy, yeah. She is now upset because she said, hey, I wasn't even offered a plea deal. They told me basically you got 20 years, so deal with it. Talk a little bit about that. Among other things, it is Chad Ben's Show, Super Talk 99.7. Oh, kids, Birch Gold. Gold, gold, gold. Why gold? Because you'd be foolish not to. 40% move in the last year. It is something where in times of unrest and uncertainty, you can definitely see what's happening. People are flocking there. You've got the BRICS nation who want to get away from the dollar and end the dominance there. You've got a lot of things going on, and that's why gold. Now, whether you're saying to yourself, I've thought about precious metals in the past, but I don't know what to do. Maybe you got a savings, an IRA or 401k. You can get a tax-free IRA or 401k, and you move everything over there backed by precious metals. Maybe you just want to own a precious metal. You want some gold. You can do that too, whether it's a physical or inside of an IRA. It's so easy and simple to do. Now, information's key, so this is what I want you to do. Text the word Benson to 989898 today. My buddies at Birch, A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau. They're going to get you out all this info. You take a look at it. Do what's best for you and your family when it comes to all of the things that are going on in precious metals. Text the word Benson now to 989898 for Birch Gold.
All right, drivers, still got the right shoulder blocked by a crash 24 eastbound at James Robertson Parkway. That's over on the East Loop downtown. Right shoulder blocked by a crash 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. Got a crash reported by police 65 northbound at I-24. And then going to be a crash 24 westbound at I-440. President Trump announces an arms deal with NATO to give weapons to Ukraine. We'll give you an update on the deadly shooting on I-24 in Smyrna early Saturday. And German customs officials say a box labeled chocolate sponge cake didn't smell like sponge cake. We'll tell you about that at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Uh-oh. Speaking of the airport.
The report says 3 seconds after the plane lifted off, one switch went from the run position to the cutoff position, meaning it's cutting off fuel to the engine. 1 second later, the other switch goes to cut off as well. This means no more fuel to the engines. They started to shut down.
So I played pickleball this week with my buddy who is a pilot, and he's like, there's no way that one pilot at 15,000 hours, the other one at 3,000 to 4,000. That person should never have been in that situation. Secondly, they're looking at the mental stability of the older pilot whose mother died last year. He's been taking care of his father. He actually went in for mental health tests in September. And yeah, they even heard them say, why'd you turn that off? I didn't. Then why'd you turn that back off? And these are not easy things to turn off.
These are military grade switches. They have to be lifted up and moved to the next position. It's not something where you just bump your elbow into it and it can shift one way or another. Experts I've spoken with say it's impossible that these switches would have been moved accidentally. Now, 10 seconds after the switches were turned off, one of the switches was turned back on, the other switch shortly thereafter, but there just wasn't enough time for the engines to recover, and that's what led to the plane crash.
And the issue, if this would have been thousands upon thousands of feet in the air, it would have probably been fine. But because of how it had just taken off, there was no way to get everything going again. And you had the tragedy.
It's just by nature of time. The higher you are, the more time you have to fix a problem.
Yeah. And they were just hundreds, maybe 1,000 or 2,000 feet. I mean, if you watch it, they never get much off the ground. It was like nobody at first, because everybody blamed, let's be real, Boeing, you've had some issues. All right, you've had some issues. And everybody thought the electrical failed. It doesn't look like it looks to be, and I don't want to say it was suicidal, but it definitely looks to be that human error played a massive role in this. And I don't know if it was just second nature. Somebody wasn't thinking and flipped something, thought they were further up. Who knows? But why are you flipping off? Because there's two of them.
Yeah.
So you're making a conscious effort to flip off the fuel to the engine. It's not it was an accident. Oh, my God, what was I hit the wrong thing. There's two of them. Whoop, whoop.
And you have that one pilot saying, why did he do that?
Yeah. Why did you do that?
It really sounds like murder-suicide.
Yeah. Remember that Swiss pilot a few years ago? Was it like 5-6 years ago? Flew into the Alps, and then you find out he was mentally disturbed. But you don't know. I mean, you want to think, who's the person in front of you that's flying this plane? Has got everything going on, right? Like, life is good. But you also want to make sure this dude's wife just left him, right? He's $200,000 into debt to a whole bunch of guys who want to break his legs. You don't know. It's like, yeah. I want to know what's going on. I was like, get on the plane, and the guy's like, hey, check it out. This guy's FICO's great. Life is good. Wife is hot. His girlfriend's even hotter. Whatever it is, right?
This just makes it even more tragic, man.
Yeah.
And that should be printed on your ticket at the pilot's FICO score.
Yeah. and how much this guy wants to live. Like, this guy wants to live and gals, but this guy wants to live so bad. You have no idea how bad this guy wants to live. He just won the lottery.
I wonder what has become of the lone survivor of that crash.
That's a good question, because I heard a lot about it. With him, and it was just so weird. Remember, he was
switch seats with his brother,
who died.
Just the crash in India.
Yeah. It was a dude on the plane that survived. Remember, and he just
walked away.
He walked away. He hopped down and just walked away, and he was kind of pissed. People were asking him questions, and but then but how about you're sitting there at work, right, in the cafe, for lunch, and then a plane comes careening through.
Yeah,
those people too. I mean, it was horrible, but it's sounding more like human error, which in some ways you think, okay, that's not good, but it's better than the alternative that everything's falling apart, because the number one trending things the last 2 months has been air safety, because we see stuff on the ground, we see all these kind of things, and our first response is, oh my God, it's like planes are falling out of the sky 24/7, and that's not true.
Started with the helicopter and the Delta flight over the Potomac.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we haven't heard much about that.
Haven't heard much about that since.
No.
They just shut down, I guess, airspace for the helicopters.
For the helicopters. Yeah, that seems to be a lot like human error as well. So humans, so computers, they may take over the world, but they seem to be okay at doing stuff. That's for sure. Coming up.
Well, up until the point they want to kill us.
Well, that's a different story, though, Bell. That's an active thing they're trying to do. When it comes to just flying said plane, they seem to be okay at it. Coming up. A lot of stuff still to get to. Got some of your text messages about stuff. A bunch of other goodies as well. Some fun stuff, some crazy stuff. Kids, this is what we do. This is the kind of show we have. It is Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
1:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. And President Trump announcing an arms deal with NATO today. He says the U.S. would supply Patriot systems and other weapons to Ukrainian forces through NATO. The president making the announcement alongside NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte at the White House. He said the U.S. will be selling the arms. NATO would handle distribution.
We make the best, and we're going to be sending the best to NATO, and in some cases to maybe, at Mark's suggestion, if we go to Germany, where they're going to send early on missiles, and they'll be replaced, and NATO is going to take care of it. It's going to be coordinated by NATO.
Right now in Middle Tennessee, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office asking for drivers who were on I-24 early Saturday morning to share dash cam video in hopes of identifying a suspect in the deadly shooting of a 22-year-old man. His family says Noah Taylor was gunned down while he was on his way to work. Authorities say they need anyone with dash cam video from I-24 between I-840 and Bell Road between 7 and 8 o'clock Saturday morning to come forward. And a nightmarish discovery in Victorville, California. ABC's Alex Stone reports.
Deputies in San Bernardino County were called to an AM/PM convenience store on Sunday after someone reported finding a teddy bear made out of human skin. Where the fur of a teddy bear would be, that was human skin, according to the report. The coroner's office took it over, but now an artist in South Carolina says no need for concern that he made what's called a human skin teddy bear and that skin is actually latex. His company specializes in horror special effects and haunted attractions. He shipped a bear to a customer in Victorville last week, and it somehow got placed at that convenience store. Alex Stone, ABC News.
German authorities say someone tried to smuggle about 1,500 tarantulas stuffed inside chocolate sponge cake boxes in an airport there. Customs officials were tipped off by what they said was a noticeable smell that didn't match chocolate sponge cake. Officials said most of the tarantulas did not survive the trip from Vietnam in a suspected violation of German animal welfare rules. Criminal proceedings are underway against the intended recipient. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Not everybody gets rain, but any thunderstorm could produce heavy downpours, maybe even an isolated storm with a gusty wind. Rain will taper off tonight. We'll fall to the 70s. We're back in the low 90s tomorrow. Again, a hit or miss thunderstorm heading into the afternoon. We're climbing into the mid-90s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Every day we'll have spotty showers and storms, so just keep the umbrella handy.
Retirement Ready Toolkit from our friends at Beacon Capital Management is ready for you. You deserve the confidence to know that no matter what is going on in the economy, you've got a plan to keep your financial goals within line of your life's priorities. That includes your retirement. But it's not just about the dollars and cents. There are other things. Case in point, things like estate planning, healthcare, taxes, and yes, Beacon can help you with that. Call the number 615-488-9303. 615-488-9303. They'll get you out a retirement ready toolkit. Now, in this, you're going to get a Money Enough for Life book, a retirement planning checklist, and a maximizing your retirement income white paper. So whether you have fear of taxes or fear of running out your money, Beacon can help you, and they're going to take all of the guesswork out of it for you, and that's something that everybody wants. Call Beacon today. Find out what they can do for you, 615-488-9303, or online at AskBeaconNow.com. All right, guys. Wellness Institute of Nashville wants to help you right now. $12 for a comprehensive exam. Jeez, that's cheap. But you're going to get the best. It's the Big Daddy Trump special. So this includes x-rays if needed. They're going to explain the diagnosis on the first treatment. So you go there, $12. They're going to give you a once-over. It's not going to be like looking at you go, all right, give me your $12. No, it's a full exam, x-rays if needed, to make sure that you're ready to roll. It's your next part of getting your back, getting your life back. That's what you want. Call 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009. Talk to everybody over there. Let me tell you something. Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Ashley are incredible. Their technology is second to none. The way they treat you is second to none. And they actually are going to build you a plan to get your back to working. I was playing a lot of pickleball this week, and I'll tell you what, I couldn't even imagine what it's like anymore if you were in that kind of pain and you couldn't get out there living your life. Let them help you. It's the Big Daddy Trump special, $12, comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed. Go to painisbad.com, painisbad.com, or call 615-246-5009 today. It's going to be hot out there. Am I correct, boys?
It's summertime.
Let's see what it's like.
Now it's time for the Swamp Ass News Report with the weather wizard, Ken Weaver.
All right. How are we looking, Swamp
They're
Ass?
getting close, boys. What we decide that the meter starts buzzing if we hit like 98 feels like?
Yeah, like in the mid-90s, you get that first one, and once you get over 101, it's game on.
It's full on. Well, we're at 96 degrees, feels like, right now on Music Row.
Gross.
Humidity's about 54%. So we've got some humidity mixing in with the sunshine that makes it feel a lot more steamy around there.
Yeah, I mean,
50% chance you might run into a shower or thunderstorm today.
Yeah, like how bad are we looking here?
Well, Channel 4 keeps saying we're under a level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather.
Can we listen to them, huh? Who's their weather meteorologist person?
Well, Dan Thomas is on duty right now. In the mornings, it's Stefano DiPietro.
Yeah, we know Stefano.
Then it'll be Dan Thomas in the afternoon, or Melanie Layden.
Lisa Spencer's
Lisa
their boss.
Spencer, yeah, she's
Do
the
we trust
chief.
her?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, she's trustworthy.
All right, I want to know. At least I'm not trying to be mean. I just want to get this right because our Swamp Ass News Report has to be right.
Yeah, heat index values as high as 101 degrees today in Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, I'll take a pass.
That's swamp ass right there,
That
boys.
is super swamp ass. That's soupy.
Yes, sir.
And we should have this all week, right?
Yeah, that's going to be there is at least a 20% chance of showers all week long, but yeah, let's see. Today's 50, tomorrow's 30, Wednesday 40, Friday a 50% chance. Thursday not much of a chance of rain Thursday, but then Thursday night 20%. So yeah, we're into that time. It's almost monsoon-like in Middle Tennessee right now. Somebody's going to get a shower or a thunderstorm somewhere, just not everybody all the time.
Okay. All right. Sporadic, we should say. It's going to be all over the place, a little sporadic.
Widespread showers and possible thunderstorms.
Some of you may get it, some of you may not. Either way, though, swamp ass is real.
It's
right
on,
now.
boys, and it's probably not going to end until late September.
What?
That's whenever summer ends.
Oh, my Lord. We're not going to have the bubonic plague. Did you see Arizona? Somebody died from the bubonic plague.
I saw a headline about that. What in the world?
Ground squirrels. Something happened, and so you got the pneumonic plague and the bubonic plague, and both of them are not good to get. You have to get seen within 24 hours of really showing the hardcore symptoms, or you're done.
Or you're gone.
And this person was a little bit older, didn't have a chance to get there, and apparently they had found some. They do some routine testing. About 7 to 10 people get it a year.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't die from it, though. I mean, it's so weird to think that the thing that killed all of those people back in the 1300s, now it's like, here, take a pill, you'll be fine.
So is this similar to hantavirus? That was prevalent in New Mexico,
Yeah.
and it's what apparently killed Gene Hackman's wife.
Yeah, it's similar. I think that one spread in different.
It's in the air.
Yeah, this one is spread by fleas.
Okay,
and so they
gotcha.
believe the ground squirrels in this certain area up in Flagstaff. Because my daughter, so she called yesterday, and she's on the spectrum. She was worried.
Yeah.
That because there was a dead ground squirrel in the pool, and she was worried that she picked it up and they got rid of it, and she thought for a second, oh my God, what if I have, what if I got? And we're like, you're gonna be fine, right? You didn't get bit by a flea.
Yeah.
This was in a specific area up in Flagstaff, which is it's beautiful up there.
If anything, the fleas had already abandoned ship.
Yeah, they jumped off. You're fine, but you don't know, right? You're a kid. Right? It's, when I was a kid, I was like, I hope I didn't get bit by a tsetse fly. I don't even know what the hell a tsetse fly was.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I was scared of quicksand and killer bees.
Oh, the quicksand.
Quicksand was either going to suck me into the ground and suffocate me, or killer bees were going to swarm me.
Man, I tell you what. Well, the killer bees finally showed up. But the quicksand, man, that was just a no-go, right? We waited for that.
We looked, and we looked, and we couldn't find any quicksand.
We did try to find it, too.
John Mulaney said, I thought that was going to be a bigger part of my life. Like I was going to walk in down the street, whoops, quicksand. Where'd that come from?
Oh, goodness.
Never.
Somebody send me a tree limb.
I don't even know if it's real. I think you guys made that up for the $6 Million Man. I think that's it. And why is there quicksand in the middle of the forest? Why did Bigfoot go into the quicksand? Yeah. That's not possible. There's not even sand in the forest. This is a problem. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Bigfoot, too. We all thought about those things back in the day. Now you don't have to worry.
There's stuff out in the desert that'll get you, man.
There will be.
That plague, hantavirus, it'll get you.
Yep. Also in the desert, apparently. I remember the hantavirus. That was a big deal for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So the West Nile was a big deal?
West Nile, yeah, boy, that was a big deal whenever West Nile first came on the scene.
Oh,
Ebola.
So I was in Atlanta when they flew that dude in with Ebola. Remember that? They flew him in. He had to stay in Atlanta. And, man, what a party favor. What is a party conversation is that? Hey, you guys met Steve? Oh, yeah. He had the Ebola virus. No, yeah, he did. It was totally fine.
He survived it, man.
Yeah, he survived it. They flew him over here, and they gave him some antibiotics. A little penicillin. Knocked it right out. But it was cool. He was all inside. It was just like the movie Outbreak, except for the part where he didn't die. Outbreak's a great movie if you've never seen it. Fantastic movie. Dustin Hoffman.
I never saw that.
Outbreak 2 is pretty good.
Electric Boogaloo?
No, and they're filming it off Friends. Don't you remember that episode?
Outbreak. If you've never seen Outbreak. You've never seen Outbreak, dude?
I don't think I've ever seen Outbreak. I remember
Dustin
it.
Hoffman?
Morgan Freeman, right?
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman?
I never sat and watched it, man.
And Patrick Dempsey.
Oh, Patrick Dempsey,
Yeah, he
huh?
starts the whole thing off.
Well, I'll be.
Catching that monkey and then bringing it over here and selling it in a pet store. What are you thinking? Whew.
You can't do stuff like that.
No, you can't. Just like what they try and do in
Germany?
Yeah.
Yeah, shoving 1,500 baby tarantulas in these little tubes, passing them off as chocolate sponge cake.
To me, that's just bait and switch. Give me the damn chocolate sponge cake.
Yeah, that's...
But here's the deal. That's animal cruelty because spiders are not insects.
Yeah.
Spiders are animals.
They are.
They're arachnids.
I've had a lot of tarantulas in my life. It's pets.
You know, I have nothing against spiders personally. They just creep me out. I cannot get over seeing one and just getting that feeling. Especially at night if I walk through a web. Oh, my gosh. I have done these spider boogies so many times.
The spider boogie? What's that?
Where I'm just flailing around, just... Ah!
I've had a bunch of tarantulas. They were always fun, neat.
They're pretty chill, aren't they?
No, they're super chill. They are. Now, there's a couple you don't...
Not the ones I dated.
They're not very chill at all. They throw their hairs. You get mean at them.
Oh, yeah, now those, man.
So, but I've had, there's a few out there that you like the Brazilians, some of the Brazilians, they're not happy with you, ever. But for the most part, you just put your hand in there, they walk up there. It's just kind of a neat little thing. They walk around you. Same thing with, I've had tons of emperor scorpions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those are neat.
Their intention, I know their intention is not to hurt me. But spiders just freak me out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would, I had some in Oklahoma. The radio station I worked at, very first radio station, we were, already lived in a country town. The radio station was about 3 miles outside of the little country town I lived in. And after a rain, tarantulas would seek higher ground.
Yeah.
And I mean, they would be out in that gravel parking lot everywhere. I mean, they were the skinny tarantulas. They had kind of the yellowish back.
Yeah.
And then the little kind of skinny body. I did not know tarantulas could jump.
Yeah, they can. They do a lot of stuff.
I went out there with a broom. I thought I would mess with them. One of them jumped over me and landed on the hood of my car.
Did you see the way Ken went out there realistically to be mean to them?
Yeah, I went out there. I was going to mess with them. I was kind of like this guy, taking selfies with bears. Only tarantulas won't kill you.
No.
But, this one, he jumped right over me and onto my car, and I said, okay. And I ran inside. I even locked the radio station doors.
Playtime's over.
But yeah, those things
You
were
lock the radio.
everywhere.
Lock them quick. They're coming.
Did you put on a really long song so you could go out and mess with them?
No, it was that radio station at the time. We were piping in satellite radio network, so it was all automation.
Oh man, everybody's ever worked at a radio. We'll give you guys a little behind the scenes. Everybody who's ever worked at a radio station has had to do a Sunday or Saturday shift.
Yep.
Where you go in there and you got to play paid programming or something. But like it's different now with satellites. Back in the day, I used to do Catholic Mass at the station, and they had the reel-to-reel.
Yes.
And I had just enough. I'm like, cool, this is an hour and 30 minutes. I can go down the street and get a little breakfast. Hope that like you're listening to it, right? Like you're rolling through the Taco Bell at 7 a.m, listening to Catholic Mass, hoping it doesn't skip.
Yeah.
When I was at KDF, the overnight jock had to go down to KDA, which was the oldie station, and switch the reels out every 3 hours. And they played the same exact reels every single night on the overnights. I love that.
Yeah.
We've all done it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness, mate.
We had a Church of Christ Restored preacher that would come in every Sunday morning. And I mean, man, he scared me to death.
Oh, was he preaching?
He told me I was going to hell every time I saw him.
Well, that's not good business.
Hell, he was paying the radio station, man.
Well, he's not paying a radio station to insult you.
Did he give a justification for having said that to you?
No. He just said, young man, you're going to hell.
Am I?
I was just...
And why is that, sir? I would have been smart aleckly. Why exactly am I going to hell?
There will be a sounder after the top of the hour news, and then you just start, sir.
That's so awesome. So he'd just preach right there, huh?
Yeah, he'd preach. Well, he would just pray.
Just fire
because
and
Church of
brimstone?
Christ, they had no. He didn't. The music he had was just a cappella. It was just like a Church of Christ congregation singing hymns, but there were no instruments. It was just voices.
Oh, my Lord.
And then he'd come on and pray, and he'd play another hymn. And
then he would talk about how you're going to hell?
Yeah, then you're going to hell, young man.
That is, I worked at this Christian station in Southern California, and we allowed this guy to come in and record his show. It wasn't on our show, but he was friends with the guy that was running the station. And it was back in the day when there wasn't betting sites. And so it was a Christian station. We allowed him come in and do like those betting infomercials where like, send me your money and I'll bet for you. And it was hilarious. I'm like, this feels weird. That was so awesome. Oh, radio kids. Coming up, we got fun stuff. What kind of stuff? Fun stuff. AI being your friend. Apparently a lot of kids are turning that way. Hell and fire, brimstone. A lot of people very excited about you going to hell there, Ken. Crazy. Somebody just texted us, too, and said, I flew a lot of Ebola missions in Guinea.
Ooh.
And not a big deal. He said, but they did let us get through customs fast. I bet they did.
I bet you they did.
A lot of good stuff still straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Oh, kids, Rough Greens, ruffgreens.com. Vitamins, minerals, probiotics, omega-3, 6, 9, all of this incredible stuff packed into a supplement that you scoop on top of your dog's food. You know how easy this is to give your dog a better life? It's incredible. So if your dog's got aches and pains in their joints, maybe they got issues with their digestive tract, and this is a big deal for me at times with skin and fur, especially for our dog that is like super shishi. I want to make sure that their skin and fur doesn't end up everywhere and that they look like they got hit by lightning. This helps with all of those things and then some. Try a Jumpstart trial bag of Rough Greens today. The beauty of it is a one-scoop thing, and you do not have to change your dog's food. Get a Jumpstart trial bag of Rough Greens. It's a $20 value. That's it. You cover the cost of shipping. They get it to you for free. ruffgreens.com/Chad. That's ruffgreens.com/Chad for your free Jumpstart trial bag of Rough Greens. ruffgreens.com/Chad.
Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking. I lost 70 pounds and my friend lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months.
Wow, what are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99.
Jesus came to earth the first time to save the world. The next time he comes will be to condemn the world and those who have refused to accept him as their Lord and Savior. Christians are co-heirs with Christ and possess full rights as sons and inherit salvation, eternal life, the earth, the kingdom of God, and all things. If you're not a Christian and have wondered about eternal life, God may be drawing you. Accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, for only God can save you.
No matter what I've ever done.
No matter what I've ever done.
No matter what you've ever done.
But what about?
No matter what you've ever done.
Even if?
You are no longer condemned, no matter what you have ever done. Non-cancelable, guaranteed reservation in heaven when you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Learn how now.
Weather can change in an instant, and you need to be prepared for any outcome. That's why Generator Supercenter of Nashville will help keep your family safe and connected. We make buying a backup generator simple and easy, with financing options available, free in-home estimate, turnkey installations, no worry warranty, and most importantly, the monitoring and service of your fully installed generator. Come see us at our location in Nashville or visit us online. Generator Supercenter of Nashville. We serve all Middle Tennessee.
USSTN.com. You're going to go there if you've got issues with maybe those foundations right there. You got cracks, your basement, water leaks, things have happened. Even those tiny little things in your basement can become something big, especially after we had that big winter. Maybe some stuff cracked. You didn't really know about it. Wasn't big enough to really cause any kind of issues, but it's gotten bigger. And then with all of the other rain and whatnot, holy moly. And then what's that lead to? Mold, wood rot, yuck. That's where USS comes in. Call United Structural Systems. Over 30 years experience, 30,000 happy customers, and they're ready to help you. They'll come out, give you a full inspection. It's going to be free. It's not going to cost anything. They're not going to sell anything you don't need. It's simple. They're there to help, and they guarantee their best. Call them today. 615-488-7855. 615-488-7855. Or check out everything they do online at USSTN.com.
All right, drivers still have that right shoulder blocked by a crash eastbound East Loop downtown. That's James Robertson Parkway. Then 65 southbound at Trinity Lane, 65 northbound at I-24 downtown, exit 86. President Trump sending more weapons to NATO to give to Ukraine, and a request for video in that deadly I-24 shooting. These stories and more, too, on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
So somebody texted in about the Church of Christ and why they don't have instruments. He said, good question. I think we're told we don't need them because man-made instruments are voice to praise God.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay, I had no idea. But instruments are good. Not saying you need to rock and roll, just saying, not that I don't think a good hymn is fantastic.
But there's nothing like a little cello during church.
There's nothing like a little Jesus.
This dude, man, I mean, he would, let's see. So his show would come on at like 7 o'clock in the morning, which as a 16-year-old, man, that's early.
That is very early.
So I would get there at 5 to sign on the station, because, I mean, it would sign off overnight. And then that guy's show was at 7, but he would show up in the parking lot at 6. And he would just sit in his car. And then I would look at him out there, and I was just...
He was getting ready.
He was terrifying me.
That sounds like fun. He said, I bet he was a fun guy.
Well, and he would tell me I was going to hell, but he wouldn't offer me a way for salvation.
Well, you're not that. You're not the demographics we're looking for, sir. Somebody said you would probably smoke some Winstons.
No, at the 16, I didn't smoke at 16. So
that was 17, guys.
I was afraid I was going to hell.
It was the long hair, wasn't it?
It was. It was all the long hair. This is interesting. Britney Spears teases that she adopted a baby girl. I've got news for you. There is no chance in hell any place on earth would let her adopt anything.
No, sir.
No chance.
She might have kidnapped one.
Yeah, you might have bought someone from somewhere, but you didn't adopt anything.
Wow.
Yeah. Everybody's like, it can't be real. No, it can't because you're crazy.
She's still dancing with knives.
Oh, yeah. She just did a new half-naked dance thing.
Oh.
Someone give me a child. Someone give me a child. I wouldn't even let her adopt a dog.
Well, that one video where she's clanging those knives together, her dogs are terrified. Those little bitty...
Who's filming you? Why has nobody said, all right, look.
Oh, man.
You've got some problems. We need to address this right now.
Yeah, Brittany, you were...
Maybe your dad was right. Maybe this was not a good idea.
Maybe the shaving of the head was a signal.
Which signal was? God, she had so many signals. So many.
Apparently, Alyssa Milano is putting out strange videos, too.
Man, they all start to lose it, don't they, at some point in time?
Well, Alyssa's a heavy leftist wingnut.
Yeah, but then she says some stuff that's not so wingnutty. And then
like she's going to get rid of her Tesla to buy a Volkswagen.
Yeah, one of those things. But then she'll say other stuff where you're sitting there going, well, that doesn't seem like her. Because they're all nuts, right? It's how crazy are they? Ladies, there's no way anybody would ever. Like if she came in, if Brittany came in, it's like, I'd like to, no, you're not adopting anything. In fact, you need to be adopted.
Yeah.
Oh, all those people that were super excited to get her free.
Yeah.
And then they got her free and they're like 3 hours later, I think we made a mistake. I think we made a serious mistake here. Coming up, hour number 3 of the program, more on the battle of Epstein. He's dead, but it will not go away. We'll talk a bit about that. We got some immigration stuff as well. A bunch of other goodies, fun and frivolity kits. Plus, 40 years ago, this major concert happened. Talk a little bit about that because I just think it was interesting. This past weekend, they celebrated 40 years ago. That's 2 scores for those of you not keeping score. It is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. President Trump has announced an arms deal with NATO. This would be where the U.S. would supply Patriot systems and other weapons to Ukrainian forces. President Trump making the announcement alongside NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte at the White House. He said the U.S. will be selling the arms. NATO would handle distribution. The president also says he is, quote, unhappy with President Vladimir Putin and has threatened new tariffs, Karen Travers.
The way the president described this is that there would be sanctions on Russia after 50 days if there is no ceasefire in the war in Ukraine. 100% tariffs on Russia. He described them, though, as secondary tariffs, which would suggest that that also would be targeting countries that do business with Russia. Secondary tariffs meaning, the outer circle of those countries that are working with Russia, doing energy trading, things like that, oil and gas.
Right now in Middle Tennessee, a family is pleading for answers after their 22-year-old son was gunned down on I-24 over the weekend. Channel 4's Joylyn Bukovac says detectives want drivers to check their dash cam footage if they were on 24 in the Smyrna area or between 840 and Bell Road between 7 and 8 o'clock to help track down Noah Taylor's killer.
22-year-old Noah Taylor was driving along I-24 early Saturday morning when he was shot and killed near the Waldron Road exit. Now detectives are trying to track down his killer. His family tells us that he just celebrated his 22nd birthday and now they're planning his funeral. There's a GoFundMe to help with expenses, and they are offering a $2,000 reward for tips that lead to an arrest in this case.
A search is underway for the cause of a deadly fire in Fall River, Massachusetts. ABC's Jim Ryan has the update.
An emotional Fall River Fire Chief Jeffrey Bacon broke the news to families whose loved ones lived at the Gabriel House Assisted Living Facility.
I'm prepared to tell you this morning that 9 people lost their lives in this building last night.
Dozens of lives were saved, but Bacon feels responsible for those lost.
Anytime that any life is lost, this is a tragedy in our minds. It's a failure of our job.
30 people were hurt, including 5 Fall River firefighters. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
And a church community in Lexington, Kentucky, mourning today after police say a gunman opened fire on members of the congregation, killed 2 of them. Police say the gunman shot a Kentucky police state trooper during a traffic stop, then stole a car and drove to the Richmond Road Baptist Church. ABC's Aaron Katursky says the suspect may have had connections to the people who were shot.
According to police, we're told the suspect had a history of mental health problems, had anger issues and drug use, and he had access to a gun that he used to shoot 4 people here at this church.
Yeah, police shot and killed the suspect. The state trooper is recovering at the hospital. Still don't know a motive. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Yeah. You know, they'd never performed Money, but one time in concert. They never performed it again. Haven't performed it for years.
Really?
Money Talks?
Mm-hmm.
They did it in whenever I saw them back in 90.
They did it when they dropped Angus Bucks, and that caused some sort of nightmare.
Interesting.
And they said after that, they've never done it again because I don't know, Angus Bucks would be cool. But, so they don't perform. It's kind of an odd thing, right? I mean, I'm sure now that they're retiring, they may throw some of these things. I'm assuming they're retiring. You never know. 'Cause nobody ever really retires. As long as somebody's willing to pay you, you'll get out there. Come on, listen to the money talk.
Listen to the money talk.
House bells, huh?
Interesting.
What'd you say? Did you say house bells? Brian, did you say something? I don't know, Angus, did you say something?
Yeah, man, whenever I saw them, Angus's hair almost reached the floor. His hair, he took that little schoolboy uniform hat off, and I mean, that hair went, whoa.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, wow, Angus.
Crystal Gale.
Man, dude, you're letting that hair grow.
Yes, now not anymore. I wish I could do it back in the old days.
Yeah, that his hair's not growing like that anymore, for sure.
So for those of you not keeping score, last week at this time, there was this thing that came out in Axios that said, oh, nothing to see here with this Epstein character. So he didn't even exist. He wasn't even a real person. So nothing. You guys, good luck. Good luck. And that has not gone over well. Now,
fictional people can't die.
They can't die. Even the Democrats are saying, all right, let's enough of this.
The American people deserve to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as it relates to this whole sordid Jeffrey Epstein matter. Democrats didn't put the Jeffrey Epstein thing into the public domain. This was a conspiracy that Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, and these MAGA extremists have been fanning the flames of for the last several years.
That's Hakeem Jeffries. Well, he is useless. He's not wrong.
It's something they're going to use.
That's it. And by the way, you guys dropped the ball on this one. You made this thing out to be the deepest and darkest of the states. These people were the ones that are truly the puppet masters doing stuff, and this has landed in your doorstep, and now you don't know what to do with it.
Why are we still talking about this?
Yeah, why are we?
We got tragedies going on. We got the greatest economy in the world ever. Why are we talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Because you made a lot of it about Jeffrey Epstein, and you made it a big deal. And this isn't about Jeffrey, although people should want there to be, how should I say this? Some comeuppance for some of these people. And you've got to do it right, because being a business associate doesn't mean you were a diddler. But there needs to be some serious questions asked. And why are you still talking about this? Because you talked about it for years. You fanned the flames. You've got two people who made kind of a living at it in pushing this. So, yeah, there is no going away from this now. And you better figure out what to do, because people are not happy. And these are people that voted overwhelmingly for you, and they want questions asked. And now what they're saying is you replaced one beast in the swamp for another beast. And that's what else are you going to say? What are you going to say to people? No, it's no big deal. No, it's a waste. That's the new thing. So this is a Republican rep earlier today going on all the news saying, it's not a big deal, guys. What are we doing?
As I've said, I'm not exactly one to subscribe to conspiracy theories. So from my vantage point, if somebody committed a crime, if somebody affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein committed a crime, they should be prosecuted. In the absence of that, frankly, this seems like a colossal waste of time and effort and, frankly, a lot of nonsense. There are a lot of issues facing this country right now. A dead pedophile ain't one of them. And from my vantage point, the world is a lot better off with Jeffrey Epstein no longer part of it. And as I said, if somebody did something, if there is evidence of a crime committed, then prosecute them. In the absence of that, what are we talking about?
So you're telling me you have thousands of hours of child porn and stuff, and there's nobody you're going to prosecute? Not a soul? I'm trying to figure this all. I'm trying to put it all together. And this isn't about the prosecution of Epstein or not. He's dead. And as we all know, he twisted his ankle and he got a severe infection and he fell asleep and he never woke up, or whatever they want to tell you happened. He was eaten by dinosaurs.
Twisted his neck and got an infection.
He was eaten by dinosaurs. That's it.
Yeah. A brand new tarantula that China had developed bit him.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. Fauci said, we don't have to worry. Just put the mask on. We're going to be good. 2 weeks to slow the spread. This isn't about him at this point in time. It's about you losing credibility and then trying to regain it and telling everybody, well, we're going to go after this group. We're going to go after. Nobody believes you now because you have people on your staff and your administration who pushed this narrative for years, who made a living at this narrative, who got rich in some cases off this narrative, and now you want us to believe that it never really happened.
And you just want everybody to forget about it.
And that's not going to happen. It isn't. It isn't. Robert Saul, you should move on. Let me tell you who's not moving on. I watched the Turning Point stuff this weekend. You know who's not moving on? All of those people who are active, who are young, who are pissed and feel like they're being lied to. An older generation might go, oh, it doesn't really matter. It does when you're thinking about the truth. So now you want me to believe that what really matters is this, or what really matters is this, and not this. That doesn't work that way. It doesn't. Because you're gaslighting people. You're telling it nobody, hey, it's no big deal. It doesn't matter. Well, if you're 57, you're sitting at home and you're watching the news during the day and working a little bit here and there, maybe it doesn't matter to you. But if you're 22, 23, and you've grown up in the podcast era, where this was a big deal, where they talked about this, and these people went out there and said, there's got to be some funny business going on here, all of this kind of stuff, and everybody got behind it, and now the director of the FBI and the assistant director of the FBI are like, nothing happened. Not a thing. Don't know what happened. Nothing. Everything's good. He died. It was horrible. He had appendicitis. That's it. Mandy. Ghislaine, whatever the hell her name is. Silly name.
Mandy Maxwell.
Somebody said the dire wolves ate him. Could have happened. The dire wolves.
Fed him to a moa.
Somebody said Epstein was blackmailing himself.
Well, I mean, I'm telling you, man, I go back to that day that, Pam Bondi released phase 1 of the Epstein files. And nothing against the influencers, but, had a group of influencers in there, released it to them. A handful of them came out of the White House smiling and waving it. And then now there's nothing. We're not supposed to ask any more questions. This is just the way it is. Believe us.
We would like to hand you a binder of things you have already seen.
Yeah. That you could get on the internet, that every one of you could get. And that you think inside of there, you're going to break this, like, do not break until we tell you to embargo. And you're going to go through it. And the exact same, she was excited. She printed off some of the stuff herself. Oh, my God. She is useless. I had high hopes for her, of all the people. I'm iffy about Pete Hegseth. I got to be honest with you. It's an okay job, I guess, outside of stopping the weapons without telling anybody.
The signal chat was a rough start.
That was a rough start. But you know what? He kind of weathered that. That was a rough start. And what's Cash done? Is the Hoover building still open? I thought it was going to be a museum.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It's going to be a museum. Right, Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi's out there going, we're going to prosecute this person and put him in jail for 30 years. And the people next to him are like, hey, Pam, we got to charge him with something first. So that's a little presumptive that we're putting him in jail forever. And then Dan, that day Dan Bongino comes out and he's like, yeah, he didn't kill himself. So there's
he did not look well.
No.
No. He is really, he seems to really be struggling with this.
Of course. Yeah. Somebody said phase 2 turned into FU.
Pretty much.
Deal with it. Deal with it. But then you run around and say, you know what? The everything was rigged. They're all against me. They're this, that, and the other. This deep state. Well, this was a giant deep state thing, and now, no, nothing to see here. I'd like to see a little bit more. I think it's fair. And the way that you came out, again, sometimes it's how you say things. And you didn't say things the way that you should have releasing something kind of anonymously to Axios was not a good play. And for every one of you out there, because I've got several go, I'll get off from this is stupid. Guess what? There's 20 other text messages and a bunch of other people going, no, this has nothing to do with Epstein at this point. This is all to do with credibility. Because now it's hard for me to look over there when you say, we're going after all these people because they're part of the deep state. And I'm thinking to myself, feels like you're part of the deep state. And that you're just deep stating them.
Going after them for what? Full pardons?
Yeah. Like, that's the other thing. It's like, what about the pardons? Who cares, right? If that's where all we're going to be, that's not it's, you know what? Politics is gross and nasty, but this just feels, at some point where you're like, this is way worse than that. But we're a part of it, so we're going to keep our mouth shut. That's the way the Republicans, I think, are looking at it now. Trump told us not to say anything. We care about the kids as long as it's not going to get us in trouble. That's the way it feels.
2026.
That's it. And at the end of the day, when 2026 rolls around for the midterms, it's going to be about the economy still.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
I will tell you what. If the economy struggled on and off and things really aren't much different than they are today, and you've got this still hanging out over there, it's that thing where noises, they get louder and louder when things aren't perfect. If the economy's great, it doesn't matter what happens to any of this stuff.
Nope.
But if it struggles, it's just that little thing gets louder, and then this thing over here gets louder. All of a sudden, these things have gone from a whisper to a roar. And we've seen it in sports. I always tell everybody, you could find out later on in life, oh, this locker room was fractured. They were horrible. Nobody got along. But you know what? They won, so it never left the locker room. The minute they start losing, stuff gets out. It starts to go bad. And then, boom, it gets out in the public and everything goes sideways. But the economy will be the number one thing, as it always is. But it doesn't mean we should trust you because you no longer feel trustworthy. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Eddie Murphy. Am I correct?
It's Winston Zeddemore.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Winston Zeddemore.
It's supposed to have been Eddie Murphy, but it wasn't.
Yeah, that was so. I'll believe anything. Ghostbusters. Great movie. Fantastic movie. Fantastic. Coming up, a lot of stuff. By the way, we've got a lot of people chiming in on the Church of Christ. Just to let you know that. If you guys didn't hear last hour, Ken was scared to death when he was working. Was that your first radio gig?
That's my very first radio gig, man. 16 years old.
And
headed to hell.
Yeah, headed to hell. The guy, 16, he's already judged Ken going to hell.
He just looked at me and could tell.
Yeah, and this guy told me who started the Church of Christ. It was some former Baptist guy that was disgruntled. Let me guess, no dancing and no dinosaurs. Whatever you do, no dancing and definitely no dinosaurs.
And no swimming with women.
No,
no dancing with dinosaurs.
I was watching my Boardwalk Empire last night.
Oh, yeah?
And it's set right around, it's the First World War, but they're walking down the beach, and this lady gets a ticket for her skirt being too short.
Oh.
And they measured. And they were going to take her to jail. She got a $10 fine for her skirt not being 7 inches to her knees. Just be aware of that, kids. That could happen here at any moment in time.
We're sorry, ma'am. You have a couple of inches too much of freedom there.
Yeah, that's it. She's like, look at my knees. Look at my knees. That's probably what happened on the Epstein Island. Coming up. It happened. What is it? We'll tell about it. But I tell you what, it was one of the greatest things that's ever happened in modern music history or history from music way back when. It is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 987. Birch Gold. Why gold? Because gold is important, especially at times like this. You know, gold's made a run of 40% over the last year. Plus, you've got BRICS. They're trying to get away from the dollar in their 80-year battle. You know, you look at the dollar and what it's done over these 80 years as far as being the currency that people use. They want to break away from that. And so with the dominance of the dollar, you can see gold continue to make a move like you could not believe, especially if it gets squashed. So what are you waiting for? Text the word Benson now to 989898 today for Birch Gold. They're going to get you an info kit that you take a look at why gold, why it's important to have gold, especially in times like this. Maybe you just want the physical. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, you got an IRA, a savings, a 401k. You can get it backed by precious metals with my friends at Birch. They're so amazing. But it's about giving you the information you need to make the decision that's right for you. Text the word Benson now to 989898 today to get an info kit from my friends over at Birch Gold. That's the word Benson. You text to 989898 for Birch Gold.
President Trump has announced an arms deal with NATO to help Ukraine. This story and more at 2:30 on Supertalk 99.7 WTN.
The X account for Elmo, the furry red monster from Sesame Street, shared a string of posts Sunday that included racist and anti-Semitic language. At one point, it even commented on the sex trafficking investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. A spokesperson for Sesame Workshop said the disgusting posts were the work of a hacker, and the account has since been secured. The posts have also been taken down.
Oh, that's not very nice. Elmo don't like that.
It was crazy.
I think it was really Elmo.
I think it was too. Man, I was like, who's running Elmo's account?
Oh, I don't know. Not Elmo.
Are you sure?
The Jews?
Yeah, but one of the things that was funny is
Release the files. Release the files.
talking about releasing the files. But they did apparently address it in Sesame's workshop.
Elmo's sorry. He don't mean to make everyone sad. Release the files. Epstein's not dead. He wasn't murdered. He's on an island.
You know, Elmo don't look all that Aryan to me. You might want to watch what he says.
A little bit red right there. So, first of all, Elmo's got 650,000 followers. So, said a bunch of stuff. Just crazy. Blame the Jews. Wants to kill all Jews. I don't know how Kanye got a hold of the site.
Oh, man, Kanye, bad guy. I like his songs.
What?
I'm okay with his merch.
Elmo, come on, man.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. Give the Jews.
What? That's just...
Wow, man.
I know. Could you believe that?
So this is twice now.
Yeah.
So it was Elmo, and what was the other that apparently was spitting out a bunch of anti-Semitic?
No, that was Gronk.
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 Yeah.
Gronk bad. Gronk racist. Don't worry, we fixed Gronk. Should be okay now.
Oh, boy.
Can you believe? Could you imagine? You go on and you're like, hey, what the hell, Elmo? It's like, release the files. Epstein went after Trump as well.
Oh, that's not nice.
Fire up the gas chambers.
That's right. That is just insane. And don't worry, though, we've got it back now.
So, like, what prompts that? Like, what would prompt something like that happening?
Why Elmo, of all people?
Right.
Because I'm so popular, and nobody would ever think I would not like the Jews.
Because it's a child's toy and a child's TV show, and I think they believe they're going to get more attention if they do it via a child's.
Yeah.
Like if they do it, we expect that with
Kanye
Kanye.
says it, and you're like, well, of course.
Of course he does.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Right?
not surprising.
And if somebody else, that just pick some random star, like if Jennifer Aniston was hacked and there was nobody's going to believe that.
Right.
But we believe Elmo because
we know that they all try to control us.
Yeah.
It was just insane. But you're right, though. It's because it's so weird, you pay more attention to it. Because somebody said Elmo tickled me with those posts. That was awful. Whew. Elmo's in a lot of trouble. So they fixed it, though, so we're good. Only good stuff now.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. No. Every once in a while, Elmo should just sneak something in. Just a little different, right? Just a little different. Just something,
I didn't vote for this.
Every night before he goes to bed, he should just type out, release files one more time.
That's the funny thing. He should be like,
Elmo bad, sorry, but anti-Semitic post.
What about Jeffrey Epstein?
Oh, no, that's fine. Release the files. Oh, Elmo.
Oh, my Lord. Coming up, we're going to talk about this past weekend. They celebrate. I can't even believe, Belle and I were like, this really? 40 years ago this happened. And I do remember where I was when it took place. I remember how excited I was about it. It was incredible.
You were there?
No, I wasn't. I watched it on TV, though.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about it. It was called Live Aid. And it was fantastic.
Oh, boy.
So we're going to break down Live Aid and how 17 Minutes was called the greatest music of rock and roll history, but how much money they raised subsequently compared to today, but how different it was back then and how they raised money. When you go and look at how much money was raised for Haiti and the earthquake and things of that nature, just mind-boggling for the storms that we've had, how easy it is to raise money compared to back then. So we'll talk about that. Live Aid, 40 years. We'll do that straight ahead. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Getting quite the backup now. If you are southbound 65, just north of the 24 split, north of downtown, there is a crash. It's off on the right shoulder, but it's still backing things up. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. President Trump has announced an arms deal with NATO where the U.S. would supply Patriot systems and other weapons to Ukrainian forces.
We've made a deal today where we are going to be sending them weapons and they're going to be paying for them. The United States will not be having any payment made. We're not buying it, but we will manufacture it and they're going to be paying for it.
Right now in Middle Tennessee, a family is pleading for answers after their 22-year-old son was gunned down on I-24 over the weekend. Channel 4's Joylyn Bukovac says detectives want drivers to check their dash cam footage to help track down Noah Taylor's killer.
22-year-old Noah Taylor was driving along I-24 early Saturday morning when he was shot and killed near the Waldron Road exit. Now detectives are trying to track down his killer. His family tells us that he just celebrated his 22nd birthday, and now they're planning his funeral. There's a GoFundMe to help with expenses, and they are offering a $2,000 reward for tips that lead to an arrest in this case.
Yeah, so call the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office if you were on I-24 between 840 and Bell Road between 7 and 8 o'clock Saturday morning, and you might have some dash cam video they could look at to help identify who the shooter may be. A new study shows thousands of kids are accidentally swallowing nicotine meant for their parents or guardians.
Of the 135,000 children under the age of 6 who accidentally ingested nicotine products between 2010 and 2023, 39 had major health effects, and 2 of them died. Over 80% of children who swallowed e-cigarette liquid, chewing tobacco gum, or lozenges were just fine. However, nicotine pouches have changed the dynamic. In the journal Pediatrics, doctors write children who get hold of pouches are 2 times more likely to be admitted to the hospital compared to other forms of nicotine.
That is Sherry Preston reporting. And the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
A busy bee. Hey, it's that time of the year, right? Vacation time, people out doing stuff. Don't let water damage ruin your peace of mind. So you're going to need to protect your own. Busy Bee's got you covered. Smart Wi-Fi water shutoff valve installed by their expert techs. Nate and everybody over there take care of you. $12.49 this July only. And that's not all. Upgrade your comfort with the new HVAC system. Get free air duct fog and UV light home treatment. And if you need clean air, and who doesn't, buy your middle tier air duct cleaning, and they're going to upgrade your deluxe tier free right there. Plumbing problems, you get $1,000 off whole home water and drain line replacements, $500 off Halo 5 whole home filtration systems, among other things. They're going to waive the dispatch fee. Now, check this out, because they believe in community, and who doesn't? This is why Busy Bee is just the best. You buy a Busy Bee, Beehive Club membership, they're going to let you gift one to a neighbor. What? How cool is that? Give something to somebody you know. That's what I'm talking about. That's why they're the best around. Doesn't matter what it is. Busy Bee's got you covered. HVAC or plumbing. Call them today. That's right. Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, 775-7833. 775-7833 or online at busybeehvac.com. MyPillow right now has a deep discounts on the amazing Percale bed sheets. Just $24.98. Now you're saying to yourself, what kind of size? Chad, tell them. Queen, $24.98. King, $24.98. Cow King, $24.98. Small King, Big King, Little King, all those $24.98. 11 colors to choose from. Long staple cotton, made right here in the United States of America. You will love these things. Deep, deep, deep pockets. No bunging, no slipping off. They fit and feel amazing. You will love these in just $24.98. Go to mypillow.com/Benson now to save big. And remember, this is while supplies last. There's 11 different colors to choose from, deep pockets, and you're going to sleep so comfortably and cool in these things. You will love the feel of these. The Percale bed sheets on sale, just $24.98. mypillow.com/Benson. mypillow.com/Benson. Cola. Oh, amazing. Incredible. What, 40 years ago, by the way, people, 40 years ago, this took place. And it came from a dude, an Irish guy, Bob Geldof. I made the Bob, Sir Bob to you. Bunch of Sir Bob Geldofs. So he was the lead singer of a band. They were called Boomtown Rats. And they weren't doing very well at the time. And as Bob puts it, I was sitting at home with nothing to do when I should have been out rocking and rolling. And he saw something on the BBC. And it was this big report about how bad things had gotten in Ethiopia. And things were a nightmare in Ethiopia. And, you know, famine, stuff that, you know, stuff of nightmares. It's like one of those things where they would show you, you know, miles of hard-packed clay and, like, dead animals with just their bones. It was awful. And there was a war, not a shocker. So he says, I need to do something about it. So he comes up with Band-Aid, you know, Feed the World, that weird song that everybody sings at Christmas about.
Feed the world.
Let them know it's Christmas. That song. It's a great song. We love it. But
they
why
do it a lot better.
Yeah. But, you know, it's kind of weird, though, that we're singing a song about famine at Christmas. And people are like, that's one of my favorite Christmas songs.
Yeah.
So they decide then USA for Africa, Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson and you know, a bunch of other people, Lionel Richie, they all get together and say, we should do something too. So they raise a ton of money. And then they said, we should do a big concert. It's this massive concert. Then lo and behold, way back in the day, the 13th of July, in the year of the Lord, 1985. How old were you guys? I was 14.
I was 17.
Yeah, I would have been 17.
It was awesome. It was incredible. It was a rock and roll extravaganza of fun and frivolity that just changed the world. I mean, we got to say 1.5 billion people. So about 40% of the world at some point in time tuned in to see that. That's big numbers.
And there were two different stages in two different cities.
So you had Philadelphia and then you had Wembley.
Yeah.
Who was the only person to perform at both?
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, that's right.
Way to go. Phil Collins was everywhere in the 80s.
Oh, he was. Everywhere.
Didn't he play? He played
Charlie
a Genesis
Brown?
set.
Charlie Brown, that's right.
He played a Genesis set, hopped the Concorde, and then went and played a solo set.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Awesome.
And they flew him over, and they got him over there. And people were like, how do they do it in today's world? It was incredible. It was just awesome to watch. And then, you know, the stories years after about, obviously we know about Freddie.
Yeah.
So they were the only band, by the way, that practiced. They knew that they were doing this. Freddie had struggled for a few years. They hadn't been really together, and he was worried his voice couldn't handle it. So that was true to the story. They did practice. Nobody else did. Everybody else kind of showed up and just lent their voices and did whatever they thought they could do.
Well, he was sick, too,
Yeah,
but
he
nobody knew, right?
Yeah, nobody really knew. The band knew, and that was it.
And they had tried to beg off from doing it. They didn't think it was anything.
They didn't think he was ready for it.
But there was a couple people in their organization who was like, you're going to wake up the next morning and regret having not done this.
Yeah. And they did it. And it was, Rolling Stone said it's the greatest 17 minutes in the history of rock and roll.
They literally stole the show.
Yeah.
And there were artists coming up to them after their set going, how the hell am I supposed to follow that?
When he did Deo, which was all just kind of ad-libbed right there, they had no idea how huge that was going to be. So it raised a ton of money. In total, I mean, if you put everything together, in today's world, it raised about $500 million. which was huge, 127 million total. But then the chaos happened because some of it was stolen, which happens in times like this by the warlord that was running Ethiopia at the time, as I call it, Ethiopia. It was a nightmare to get some of these groups into some of these places, the danger. But when you think about how much money people raise nowadays, Hurricane Katrina, $4 billion on private donations. That's insane because you can text, so it's easier. The 2010 Haiti earthquake, $13 billion right there. And I mean, you know what's interesting, though, for all the big ones? What I don't see is they didn't do really any concerts for that big, giant tsunami, did they?
No. I mean, where would you have done it?
Well, because it's weird because, well, it's on the other side of the globe, but you would think for as many people who died, like, because Haiti, the earthquake was horrific. But they also talk about all the money that was lost. You know, because especially in Haiti, there was a lot
How many people died in the tsunami? Was it almost 200,000?
Oh, it was over 200,000. It was almost 3. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that death toll was total in the tsunami, 227,898.
That's a lot of death.
God, that is insane. That shows you about how bad it is. You know, but when you go and look at Haiti and the earthquake there was 220,000 to 300,000. But it was closer to us. You know, we've got people that are here from Haiti. It was a much closer situation. Now, how many people really died? The official estimates, according to the government of Haiti, was that some sources, the U.S. government placed a death toll closer to 46,000 to 85,000. Either way, I mean, those were huge. But, you know, it's the little things. I mean, that right there, the whole thing with the likes of Live Aid, to get people to give at that time, that was amazing. Because we were going through a different time, and to get people to pick up a phone call and make a call was an amazing thing. Where was it J.J. Watt? Remember when J.J. Watt just went on his Instagram and just pled with people to give for Houston and everything? And all the money he raised, they finally had to shut it down because he was raising so much money. It's easy today. Back then, though, you had to pick up a phone call, you had to call somebody,
or write a check and mail it.
It was not like, oh yeah, you know what? Text this and you'll get that, and it'll be no problem.
Or just go online and
Yeah. So Sam Kinison was right about Ethiopia. Yeah, that was true. I get it. Remember the Sam Kinison jokes about Ethiopia? There's sand. Nothing's going to grow here.
Yeah, we have sands. We have deserts in America. We don't live in them.
It was a huge night, though. Do you know the artist? Because I remember, like, some bands I totally wanted to see. Because what it did was it brought old together with new. So you had Zeppelin, but then you had the Thompson Twins.
And you had Black Sabbath.
And you had Madonna. You had a differing world of young pop stars, the Duran Durans of the world, and then these old rockers. Yeah. Like, you know, that we considered that now they're still going, which is scary. I mean, but still.
Yeah. Judas Priest played?
Yeah, Judas Priest.
And that was another thing, was that there was no style barrier. He wanted anybody that was willing to come in and participate that people would want to watch.
Yeah. So here's who played the Wembley Arena. Status Quo, the Style Council, who I love, Boomtown Rats, Adam Ant, Ultravox, Spandau Ballet, Elvis Costello, Nick Kershaw, Sade. Ooh, she was so nice.
Sade is awesome.
I love me some Sade. Phil Collins, Sting, Brian Ferry, Paul Young, Alison Monet, U2. And they did a 12-minute version of Bad. U2 did. Dire Straits, Queen, David Bowie, The Who, Elton John, Wham, and Paul McCartney. You know how many of these people are still performing? Almost all of them.
Yeah.
But that's also a very English lineup, too.
That was in London.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Now, here's who we had. This makes it really sad when you hear about it now. You guys ready for this one? This is kind of super sad now. You're going to hear one of these bands, you're going to go, they played Live Aid? This is the only thing they ever did worth a damn. Okay, here we go. So there's no way that these guys played Live Aid. You ever, like Jody Watley was on stage at Live Aid. What are you doing there?
Jody Watley?
Yeah. Why
Well, she
are
was
you-
big at the time.
She wasn't that big.
She had name value.
She wasn't. No. Shame.
Shame.
Let's see here. That's what I'm talking about. Jack Nicholson hosted.
Yeah.
So who opened for us? Joan Baez. Oh, God.
Snooze Arena.
That's right. Madonna.
There you go.
Right? She was there.
That's good.
But I'm looking at this. The Hooters.
Mm-hmm. They were big at the
Oh,
time.
yeah, the Hooters.
Yeah, it hits.
Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath, original lineup.
Yes, sir.
Run DMC.
Yes, sir.
Billy Ocean.
Yes, sir.
The Four Tops.
Yes, sir.
Caribbean Queen.
And he's English.
Oh, goodness me. That was, and of course, obviously, Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
He rocked it at both. But it was like so crazy. Like, how did they get there?
Well, who else was on our list?
You had, oh, God, what's their names? Crosby, Stills, and Nash. That was huge.
That was good for the
Love
time.
the one you're with.
The Pretenders. Tom Petty. George Thorogood and the Destroyers.
Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Big at the time. So ours was good, but you don't open with Joan Baez. Hey, guys, we're here to bring it down.
Don't even close with Joan Baez. You just leave her off.
Jeez. I think you also had...
the Beach Boys and Hall & Oates.
Yeah, Dylan. Dylan's a part of it.
Hey,
No Kenny Rogers. Where was Kenny Rogers?
That's a good point, because Kenny was everywhere, too.
Well, Kenny, he was a big part of the We Are the World.
Yes. I mean, you couldn't turn the radio on in the 80s without hearing Phil Collins and Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
Did you see where Dolly did a recorded message for the Black Sabbath last concert?
Awesome. What'd she say?
Just talking about how much she loved Ozzy and, was wishing him well and was excited to. I mean, obviously she's not there to watch it, but she was excited to see the final concert.
Well, the late her husband, Carl Dean, he was a hard rock fan.
Was he?
Yeah. She told Brian Johnson how he would deafen her with Back in Black.
As you do.
She'd get home and he'd be cranking AC/DC.
She'd be like, turn that down. I pay the bills around here.
Yeah, no doubt, huh? How would that be? Well, there you go. So there you go. A little fun, a little nostalgia back in the day.
Bob Dylan was joined by Keith Richards and Ron Wood.
Bet that had to be a
Ronnie
great
Wood.
conversation afterwards. Anytime Keith's anywhere, I'm sure the conversation is riveting.
Mike Myers' version of Ronnie Wood always cracked me up, man.
Oh, God.
You can't understand a word Ronnie Wood.
Dylan is such a snooze live, though, that you got to hope that Keith and Ronnie
They had
amped
to
it
help
up.
him out.
Yeah, just moving around him, trying to, come on, get it going, guys. Yeah, this is
And
great.
I went and saw Dylan just for the very fact that I wanted to be able to say I saw Dylan. And when I went, you would be halfway through a song before you realized what it was because he would change the arrangements up so much. It was one of the most boring concerts I've ever been to.
Did he talk in between? You couldn't understand a word
A
he
little
said?
bit, but not much.
That sucks.
The Beach Boys. The Beach Boys played.
Yeah, I love the Beach Boys. Who doesn't love the Beach Boys, huh? Rest in peace. Still performing, though.
Did John Stamos play with them on that?
No, he was only...
No, he wasn't even Full House yet, I don't think.
I don't think so either. So there you go, kids. Reliving back in the day. Coming up, wrap it up. Matt's going to come in. I don't know what he's going to talk about. We'll find out next. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7. Did we get the camera working? No.
Man, I look great today, too.
So currently,
Hello. Check 1, 2. At least the mic works. I look great today, too, don't I?
You do. You look fantastic.
Probably better than I've ever looked.
First of all, your arm is out of the sling. You're doing jumping jacks.
Yeah, sure.
We're going to call this just like this is the Biden
let's
thing.
go.
This is the Biden thing.
You see my muscles?
You do juggling. I can't even believe you juggle this quick with your arm being that way.
9.5 pack. Got a 9.5 pack over here. And you guys don't get to see it because the little thing's off. So that's too bad.
How was your weekend?
It was restful, relatively speaking. Went to Lebanon, Tennessee. Beautiful Lebanon. Was downtown Lebanon. You been to downtown Lebanon? It's not Lebanon.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. But what did you do? Did you ride your motorcycle there? Because your arm's fixed now.
Negative. I did not. Went and ate at it's called the Snow White Drive-In, which is an old school, 70-plus-year-old old school drive-in that's in Lebanon. Had a burger there. Delicious. Absolutely fabulous.
So when you say drive-in, I think movies.
Well, I mean, I guess you would, but this is, it's like a car hop thing where they used to do.
Did they roll out roller skates?
No, they don't do roller skates anymore, but they still come to your car and take your order from your car. But I guess liability is what it is. But we did that and hung out. That was about it.
Sounds like a good
Looked
weekend.
hot outside all weekend.
It was. Our swamp ass alert is on high meter. What is our swamp ass right now? It's about 3.5, Ken?
And let's see here, boys. Feels like temperature is...
stop it.
99 degrees. Swamp ass is buzzing.
It doesn't feel that way to me. So you need to. You said you
well,
need.
That's because your arm's cool. You got a cooling arm.
I just hate it. I hate it. I hate it with every passion of my fiber of my being. And there's more of it. I don't hate Ken Weaver. I love Ken Weaver.
He doesn't like feels like temperatures.
I don't like the heat index. The heat index is stupid.
Or wind chill.
It's all stupid. The temperature is what the temperature is. Don't tell me what it feels like to me. Yeah. You're not me. I'm me. Oh, it feels like, shut up. Well, just tell me what the temperature is, and I'll figure it out when I get outside. Tell me the temperature and the humidity, and I'm smart enough to figure it out when I get outside.
Are you?
Yes.
Yeah, because here's the thing.
Am.
What if it feels 102 to you?
Right.
See,
but it's not, no, but they said it feels like 99.
No. See, what he's saying is...
Why not just tell us that it's the temperature is what the temperature is? It's all about... Don't get me started.
Why don't you just say it's hot?
It's all about pushing up. It's all about the extreme. It's all about freaking people out. It's all about. It's 95 degrees, but hey, it feels 147 to Meemaw.
Well, Meemaw, because Meemaw's inside.
Without any AC.
Without any AC. She's got AC. She's got a swamp cooler, but she doesn't run it right now.
No. She's not baller on a budget. She's not doing that.
Stevie A told us she can't run it.
That's exactly right.
Until midnight. Between midnight and 2.
Can't run that till you get that methane plant in Cheatham County. So I just, the feels like just wears me out.
We love the feels like around here because it helps with swamp ass.
That's great. I mean, no, how are you going to get the swamp ass reports without it feels like?
That's right. Because that's part of the humidity. That's the problem.
That's what they tell me.
That's what they tell you.
That's what they say to me.
I don't remember when did feels like temperatures even begin.
Well, it started with it was the heat index, right? But that wasn't good enough.
I thought the wind chill was one of the same. When we had it was always the wind chill. Because like when you're out in Arizona, it's 120. What's it feel like? Who cares? It's 120.
Yeah.
There's no humidity. It feels like disgusting.
They don't do it out there because they
don't
can't
have humidity.
Because they can't aggrandize. Hey, it's 120, but it actually feels 114.
So we have the wind chill when it's like it's 52, but with the wind chill it's 43.
But it's not 43.
No, it's not.
It's 52, and the wind is blowing.
And it's cold. So you need to extend. You need to make weather more entertaining.
This is one of those deals where I know that it does me no service to allow this to stick in my craw, and I can't help. I just cannot.
I understand.
I cannot help it. It just wears me thin. Wait, it feels like the one that there's a worse phraseology for it, Ken. You know what it is?
What is?
The real feels.
Yeah,
the real feels.
That's stupid. The real feels is stupid.
It's 95, but the real feels. That's another one. That's another one.
By the way,
that's not even correct, but that's another one.
That is not correct. You know what? There's a lot of things that seem to bug you. I like it though.
I've parlayed it into a fine living. Okay.
By the way, today we found out Ken was going to hell.
Oh, are you, Brother West?
Church of Christ, when he was 16, he had to let the guy in to do his prayer thing live on the radio. Kept telling Ken he was going to hell.
Yeah.
Weaver, if you're going to hell, I'm holding your hand on the way. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, well, that preacher, man, he scared me.
That's right. No dinosaurs, no dancing.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, it's like I was telling the boys, he told me I was going to hell, but he wasn't offering any way towards salvation. He just told me I'm going to hell.
I'm going to how can I help? Nah,
I'm not. You are.
I mean,
so basically what he was doing an hour prayer that was more about a braggadociousness. It feels like it's going to be hot where you're going.
Remember Judge Schmales in Caddyshack? The world needs ditch diggers too. Well, a lot of us are going to heaven, but not everybody, Ken.
Coming up, Matt, he's got more of riveting hatefulness.
I'm grumpy.
More of grumpy hate towards the weather. Feels like I'm out of here later.